almost a half-century, the people of Shreveport have welcomed fans to their fine city for great Louisiana hospitality, a taste of Mardi Gras, and of course, postseason college football.
You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome to the 49th edition of the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Maybe a little on the chilly side, but a lot of sunshine at Independence Stadium today as the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers out of the Sun Belt meet the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs from Conference USA and just an hour away from their campus in Ruston, Louisiana. Hi again, everybody. Happy New Year. Alongside my partner, Chase Daniel, I'm Clay Matvick. Harry Lyles Jr. will be on the field today. He joins us in just a little bit. I've wanted to say this all year. Hey, old man, it's been 20 years to the day that you played in the Independence Bowl for Mizzou. I know this game means a lot to you. It certainly means a lot to these two teams we're going to see today.
2 decades. Crazy. I had 11 total yards that game. Missouri won that game, though. One of our biggest come-from-behind wins. And look, Coastal and La Tech, they're both excited to be here. The energy's high on the field. We were down there. They're excited to end the season on a high note.
Coastal is 6-6. They've had a coaching change. Tim Beck is out. Ryan Beard is in. Jeremiah Johnson's going to be the interim head coach today. How is Coastal going to be successful today?
Well, first and foremost, they have to have early down success. That is paramount for them to get off to a fast start. They're 6-1 when rushing for 180 yards. They have to run the football, but they can't be one-dimensional. You see here Tad Hudson, he has to have a big game throwing the football as well.
Meanwhile, Louisiana Tech 7-5. Sonny Cumbie's team, they've been leaning on their defense this year. Certainly a salty defensive effort throughout the 2025 campaign.
And Jakari Foster is their first All-American at La Tech since 2012. They have an attacking defense, 20 interceptions, that's third in the FBS, and you see there's 7 defensive touchdowns. They score on defense that leads the FBS. They're very opportunistic. They're rarely in the wrong spot. They got to have a good game today if they want to get the win.
Let's say Happy New Year to our buddy Harry. Harry, what's the mood on the field today?
Yes, guys, Happy New Year. For this Coastal Carolina team, even though there was a coaching change, still very motivated to win this football game. This was a team that was excited when Jeremiah Johnson was promoted to the interim. When I spoke with linebacker Dante Lunan, he told me they turned WIN into an acronym, which stands for what's important now. And for this team, it's playing with purpose, intent, and coming out of this game with a win and finishing with a winning record. Now, on the Louisiana Tech side, pre-game, I'll tell you what, it was a little chippy out here. They were very excited, talking some smack to Jeremiah Johnson, who was the former defensive coordinator here at Louisiana Tech last year. In fact, it was Sifa Leota who went as far as to say, hey, Coach, your guys aren't ready. So we're going to find out here in a second, guys.
Yeah, it's got to be a weird sensation for Jeremiah Johnson. His boss was Sonny Cumbie last year. Now they're meeting on the opposite sides of the field. Johnson headed to K-State to be the defensive backs coach under new head coach in Manhattan, Colin Klein, after the game. And Sonny Cumbie, this has been his best season as head coach at Louisiana Tech, 44 years old, and trying to win his first bowl game as head coach of the Bulldogs. Also, very excited to see how his team matches up with a Sun Belt opponent, as the Bulldogs will be joining the Sun Belt no later than 2027, possibly as soon as next year.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a really good job in his 4 seasons there. 3 wins the first year, 3 wins the second year, 5 wins the third year, 7 wins this year, hoping to get an 8th today.
So Coastal won the toss. They deferred their option, and Louisiana Tech will receive the football. John Hoya chance to kick it off. And we are underway from Shreveport, and this is going to go through the end zone. And the Bulldogs will start at the 25. All right, let's bring out Troy Cucuck. Very gifted runner, over 300 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games. The passing offense hasn't been great, but Cucuck certainly can run it. He won the job out of camp, one of 3 quarterbacks to start this year for Louisiana Tech.
You're going to see him run it early and often, a lot of screens, a lot of short throws, and you see right there already offsides, false start.
Yeah, both of these teams have been off for over a month, so you have to get back into the swing of it.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Our referee today, Patrick Foy, as it is a Mountain West officiating crew.
Never a good thing when you jump off sides the first play of the game, false start. Got to get back into it like you were saying.
Clay Tevenen, leading rusher for Louisiana Tech in the backfield. Kukoc fakes the handoff and now wants to throw to the near side and does. It is caught but out of bounds, incomplete, as that one floated out of the reach of Marlon Jackson, couldn't stay in bounds. Offensive coordinator Tony Franklin, he did tell us this week we do need to get Jackson involved early, and he was certainly trying.
In the last 2 games, they've rushed for over 315 yards each game and over 50 rush attempts each game as well. They want to run the football early and often.
Well, here goes Kukoc doing just that. Dancing, gets to the 25, the original line of scrimmage, and then maybe a yard more in his thrust back.
And you're going to see a lot of this, a lot of quarterback draw, especially in empty. Kukoc wants to run the football inside the tackle and then bounce it outside. He's got really good breakaway speed. And here we go, 3rd and long right here. They're on the football. Wants to be able to see everything that Coastal's doing on defense. Showing pressure here early.
Second best 3rd down conversion rate in Conference USA this year, just under 43%. But this is 3rd down and 8 for Kukoc, who doesn't throw it all that well. Coastal wants to get him in these 3rd and long situations all day. Off the play fake, Kukoc is going to tuck it and try and run for the first down. He has it and more. Across the 40 and then is pushed out, angled out, at about the 43. That's a 16-yard pickup.
Just a nice job staying patient, understanding, hey, there's nothing open. You see Coastal drop really deep into coverage. Their linebackers playing zone coverage. You're going to have to, at some point this game, put a spy on Trey Kukoc. Like you mentioned, 35 carries, 315 yards rushing, and 5 touchdowns the last 2 games alone.
Opening series for Louisiana Tech. Here in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, floating it deep downfield. It's tipped and picked off. Intercepted by Coastal Carolina. Bringing it back, Lionel Whitaker, the transfer from Maryland. And that is a big start for this defense for Coastal Carolina, and they're going to have great field position at midfield.
Tips and overthrows, Clay, what do you say about those? You got to get those. Jalen Mickens, just a high overthrown football. And Lionel Whitaker is just at the right spot at the right time. And this Coastal defense, which has given up a lot of yards in a lot of different games, man, they came to play today early.
That's got to fire up Jeremiah Johnson, the interim head coach, still running the defense, as Tad Hudson comes out with the Chanticleers. They have also had 3 starting quarterbacks this year, and he's going to throw on first down. Out into the flat, caught and pulled down at the 49. That is Carmelo English. Pickup of 6 on first down, and as you look at Tad Hudson, he came in for an injured MJ Morris week 3, started 4 straight, and now making his 3rd start in a row for the injured Samari Collier. A little stiff arm there from Javen Simpkins. He's their starting running back, their leading rusher. They're going to rotate 3 guys out of that backfield. He gets close to a first down. In fact, he got it. In plus territory, Coastal trying to take advantage of the early turnover. On first down, moving with some tempo. Bryson Graves makes the catch. And he's going to tumble ahead for a pickup of 4. He's their best available pass catcher. Obviously, there are some opt-outs today on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like the tempo. I like getting up there, spreading out the field, spreading out this La Tech defense.
And now our 2nd penalty flag.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So Coastal, as we mentioned, was on a 4-game winning streak before quarterback Samari Collier injured his knee. That's a big loss. He's a dual threat guy, but Jeremiah Johnson's message, as Harry alluded to, you know, they're going to control the controllables, and right now they have a lot of confidence in Tad Hudson. After the penalty, Hudson loads up, throws, wide open man, caught at the 29. There is a flag down. That's a big play for Robbie Washington. Gain of 21. It looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, nice job right there by Tad Hudson, just finding Robbie Washington. See what this penalty is. Coastal's pointing like it's on La Tech.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face, defense number 97. That penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic first down.
It's on Christian Davis, the defensive tackle, a 2023 graduate of Ruston High School.
And here's Tad Hudson, a little pump fake to get that flat defender to sit down, throws a corner route right to Robbie Washington for a big play. They're gonna have to throw the football against this Louisiana Tech defense, who, as we mentioned in the open, they have 7 defensive touchdowns, but 20 interceptions. You can't just be one-dimensional against a defense like this. You got to spread them out. You see early that they're going a lot of tempo. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're checking in and out of plays. They're getting lined up fast. I like this tempo right here from Coastal.
Hudson getting heated up, hit, trying to step out of the sack, throws it away. Cedric Woods, the star cornerback for Louisiana Tech, blasting in his 58th and final game as a Bulldog.
Yeah, pressure right off the slot. No one picks him up.
Intentional grounding. The ball got back to the line of scrimmage, and there was a receiver in the area. Second down.
And Tad Hudson so smartly throws the football away. And this Coastal team, they have not started fast at all. They've only scored once all season on opening drives.
I'm going to try and do it here against the #1 scoring defense in Conference USA. And remember, Jeremiah Johnson, he recruited a lot of the players on this Louisiana Tech defense. As we get another whistle, this might be delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Second penalty against the Shants. Tad Hudson spent 2023 at North Carolina behind his brother-in-law, Drake May.
Hey.
And then transferred to Coastal last year. Drake May, of course, having a great year with the Patriots.
MVP maybe.
Handoff. And this is Dominic Nicely, his first run of the day. Gets to the 12-yard line. It's going to bring up third down after that 6-yard pickup. Third down and long. They need to get to the 4 to pick up a first down.
They really like both these freshman running backs. Dominic Nicely right there, and Javon Edwards as well. Both true freshmen, both sort of scat backs. Third and manageable situation right here. Robbie Washington in the slot up top of your screen. Go-to guy for them.
Ready in field goal range, looking for more. Hudson floats it, and incomplete. Good coverage. Jordan McCray, the safety, right in stride with Bryson Graves. It's incomplete, so it's fourth down.
Yeah, Bryson Graves just runs a little hitch route, spins out of it on a double move. And Jordan McCray, number 14, really nice coverage, gets his head around in time. And pretty good football throw right there. Nice job by this Louisiana Tech defense holding them to a field goal try.
So Kiana Fructe is going to come on, a redshirt junior, a transfer from Nevada. This will be a 29-yard attempt. He is perfect from inside the 30 this year. Snap, spot, the kick, and it is no good. Pushed it to the right. So Coastal gets a turnover, but they can't capitalize. Just getting started here in Shreveport. No score in the Independence Bowl.
Going to be the story of that game, along with Oregon's offense. Can they stop them? Another penalty flag here early.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
There's Sonny Cumbie, looking for his second bowl win as a head coach. He won the Liberty Bowl in 2021 as interim head coach at Texas Tech after Matt Wells was let go. They're trying to lead this team to a postseason victory. There's Clay Tevenen. Tevenen's got some athleticism. Leading rusher, Also a very good receiver out of the backfield. Has 29 catches as a running back. Picks up 6 as Miles Woods makes the tackle.
Yeah, he's a 4th leading receiver, too. I like his athleticism out of the backfield. Definitely their lead guy. 121 carries on the year. 8 total touchdowns as well, which has been a good sign for this La Tech team.
As a former quarterback, you know, put yourself in the mind of Trey Kukoc right now. What's he thinking after throwing that interception in the last series?
Yeah, got to take care of the football.
Nowhere to go for this run game. Savon McDowell wrapping up Tevin in at the point of attack. That's a loss of 2, so this is going to be 3rd down and long again.
Yeah, another 3rd down and long, and they're loading the box up. They are daring Kukoc to throw the football, and you know, you can't just throw it to the first read or second read, which we've seen so much of this year Trey Kukoc do. You got to go through your progressions. You can't force the football and take off and run. Something's not there.
Kukoc backpedaling, throws it down for Clay Tevin, and nowhere near the line to gain as Louisiana Tech's going to have to punt. There's McDowell again, the weak side linebacker, wrapping up Tevin, and the punter Hoya Chance is going to come out to boot it away.
And this is the big part of their game. They don't throw the football down the field very often because of what happened on the first drive. They like these screens. They like these quick games. They got to have better 1st and 2nd down efficiency to stay ahead of the sticks and not be in those 3rd longs.
Bryson Graves back to return this punt from the Shreveport native John Hoya Chance. Here comes Bryson Graves, talented receiver, used on special teams. He's going to be stopped short of the 30. 50-yard punt, 4-yard return.
Timeout in the field.
Happy New Year from Shreveport, Louisiana. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl going back to work after coming up empty on their opening possession. Had a 29-yard missed field goal from a Fructe after an interception. No running room up the middle for Javen Simpkins. What we're seeing so far here, Chase, is these offenses having a hard time finding some traction. And again, we touched on it a bit ago. They've had a month off.
Yeah, I mean, their last game was a little bit over a month ago. And when you do that, I always stunk in bowl games. I didn't play very well because there was so much time off. You couldn't get back into the rhythm. And so it takes a quarter or 2 of real ball game speed to get it going.
Simpkins out of the backfield on 2nd and 12. Gets him to about the 34-yard line. Simpkins coming off the best season of his career. The running back was limited to 3 games last year because of an injury. A big part of their running game is missing, though, today, Chase.
Yeah.
And that's the quarterback, Samari Collier.
Yeah.
He had a team-best 7 rushing touchdowns this year.
He was the key to success for Coastal, a true dual-threat guy. Won 4 games in a row, and they sort of changed their entire mentality offensively to fit that, the dual threat, and they have a 3-headed monster as well at running back.
3rd down and 6 from the 33. Hudson from a clean pocket. Winds up, fires to the 35. It is caught to the 36, Malcolm Gilly. He gets 3, still 3 shy of the line to gain for the former Ball State All-Conference player.
Yeah, Tad Hudson's going to want this one back. It's tied in down here. Number 86, Josh Humes, is running right down the seam, wide open, decides to check it down, and Louisiana Tech defense ending up where it started. Really, really good at tackling. You don't see a lot of broken tackles offensively when you face this team.
Emil Sebafunde, redshirt senior from Australia with the boot. Good kick, backing off. Dedrick Latulis. And it's fair caught. Well, this is the first of 3 bowl games today on ESPN. Coming up next, it's Tennessee and Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl in Nashville, followed by USC and TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Can't get enough college football this time of year. This is great today.
I played in the Alamo Bowl as well. USC trying to get off the good season, man. Could finish the season top 12, top 13 with a win.
Still trying to establish that run game. Louisiana Tech's Andrew Burnett He is a 240-pound bruiser. And he is a guy that we will probably see in the Wildcat a little bit today. Big number 0 in black.
That's exactly right. They love him in the Wildcat, and they will just take Kukoc out of the game completely and just put Andrew Burnett, especially since Trey Kukoc has come in these last few games. Burnett has been their #1 guy.
He came from NAIA Kaiser University in Florida, was a star there. He'll try to bounce it to the outside, and he is cut off. And now swarming to the ball carrier. These shot it clears on defense, who played really well here to start. Jamarion Wayne making the initial hit. McDowell coming in there to clean up. And it's another 3rd and long for Louisiana Tech.
And I love the way Coastal Carolina is playing on defense. They are loading the box. There's 8-9 guys in the box. I mean, this has been a rush defense. Has been really poor the entire year. They've given up over 250 yards rushing in at least 5 games this year, but they're doing a really nice job early just making the Bulldogs throw it.
Trey Kukoc dancing, looking downfield, and throws to the sideline a little bit too tall and incomplete as David Piero couldn't haul it in.
He had David Piero wide open, and this is what Kukoc brings to the table. If stuff's not there, he's really good within the pocket to be able to move. You watch him start right, go back to the left, gets through all the progressions. No one's open, finds a little bit of time, and he's going to want this one back because Piero had some space in front of him. 2 easy misses early in the game for Kukoc.
Back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Bulldogs offense. And now Bryson Graves will get another chance to return a punt. Should be good field position again for Coastal Carolina. Graves, the junior from Florence, South Carolina, backpedaling. Now starts his return to the 30. Spun down, and just a wrestling move there at the 31-yard line, a suplex. As flags come in, but they came in before that tackle.
WWE out here.
Bryson Graves on the return, flag down. Tackle made by Alonzo Jackson Jr.
Alonzo Jackson, number 23, the redshirt freshman, he made the hit. And then the body slam. Now the officials are out there talking this one over.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team number 26. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Be first down. Timeout on the field.
And we're going to take it with him. 5:38 to go here in Shreveport. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Still looking for our first score of the game. The coaching staff has in store.
As they should be. You know, Missouri State's first season in FBS and Conference USA last year, and he was able to really help him out and the Bears out and lead him to a nice season, and super excited about it.
Jamison Tucker, the intended receiver. There's a flag down in the secondary. This could be pass interference. Cedric Woods was in the coverage. This defense lost 4 starters to the portal, 3 defensive backs and a linebacker.
Yeah, all really good players that they lost too.
Pass interference. Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So you can see some pressure here right up the middle. Tad Hudson, I mean, completely unblocked, throws it up, and Cedric Woods, who's played over 50 games, just grabs his arm, never really gets his hand around. They're going to call that every single time.
Here's Javon Edwards again. Good burst on that far sideline. Zarek Hill, the linebacker, another true freshman out of Ruston High School, who's had a nice rookie year, runs him out, gain of 5. So they lost 4 starters on this defense, including the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year, Jacob Fields. Their starting safety, 92 tackles, also had a couple of pick sixes on the year. That's a big loss. Edwards, nothing that time as Hill gets in on another stop. It's a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and about 6.
Yeah, 3rd and 6, 3rd and manageable right here. Nice stop there in the backfield. But going back to what Ryan Beard said, he said in his introductory press conference, he said, hey, we're going to play a brand of football that we're going to try to run the stadium out of fireworks every single week. We're going to try to score. He was defensive coordinator before he was head coach. So interesting comments from a defensive-minded coach. They want to score a lot of points. I thought that was really cool.
And I think the fan base is hungry for it after a year where it's been tough to score points. And that is a nice catch and run after the catch for Bryson Graves. He is their #1 receiver, Cameron Wright, out today. So they're going to be looking to Graves for plays just like that. That's a gain of 21.
Yeah, he's on the inside. Tad Hudson just stares right at him. Nice slant route, gets wide open, and nice run after catch, too. This is what this Coastal unit's really good at.
First down and 10 inside the 40 from the 37-yard line. Shotgun snap. Hudson getting some pressure off the backside. Down the seam. Nice catch. That is Zach Courtney, the tight end. You know, and this is an offense that we said has had trouble moving the ball through the air, but that's where most of their offense has been coming from here in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a jet sweep fake motion, and then nice throw up the seam to their tight end.
Running with a little tempo here, and nothing that time. Cut down is Townsend.
Coastal's doing a lot more pre-snap motion, a lot of things to try and test the eyes of Louisiana Tech's defense. It's working because they're trying to find space in the middle of the football field versus this too-high safety look that Louisiana Tech plays. They're a base 3-3-5 structure, but they play a lot of too-high safety looks. It's working so far.
A pop pass here to Washington. And he gets inside the 15 before he is hit. Murray Butler makes the tackle, gain of 6. So this will be 3rd down and 3 coming up for Coastal Carolina. Trying to get the scoring started. The first quarter has been a tough quarter for the Chants this year.
Yeah, I mean, both defenses has played really well, but Louisiana Tech in general, they're really good in the red zone. They're 14th in red zone efficiency. Only 74% of the time teams are scoring. The Chants already missed a field goal early. It's another big 3rd down here early in the first quarter.
Dominic Nicely in the backfield. Looked like some movement on that left side of the line. It's been a tough year for Coastal's offensive line.
False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's a 4th penalty on Coastal. That's Gavin McLaughlin, the left tackle. Today is the 9th different starting lineup in 13 games for the offensive line of the Chanticleers.
It's never good. And people ask me, hey, would you rather have your receivers different or your offensive line different? I want the same offensive line unit. You know exactly what you're going to get at quarterback. Give me all sorts of brand new receivers. I don't care. But this offensive line, they've been through the ringer.
3rd down and 8 after the penalty. Backing up, Hudson drops it off short. Nice cutback. Free lane to the end zone for Dominic Nicely and a touchdown. 20 yards for Nicely. And it is the rookie getting the scoring started here in the opening quarter for Coastal Carolina.
What a play call from offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead. It's a screen, but it's a man-to-man screen, meaning you're going to have a receiver come in motion. He's going to run a shallow cross, and he's going to come out the back end, and they're able to block the guy over the running back, and just such a nice play for a touchdown early in the game.
And the extra point is good. A marker is down on the PAT. Let's go back to that touchdown.
You see the receiver at the bottom of your screen. He's going to run a shallow cross, take everyone out, and the running back, Dominic Nicely, the guy over him on La Tech's playing man-to-man. The offensive line gets to him.
The kicking team, number 54. It's a 10-yard penalty, and we will replay the try.
Tad Hudson does a nice job feeling the pressure, going across, and you cannot call a better play than a cross screen like that in man-to-man coverage, as long as you can block the guy that is covering the running back. Perfect play call at the perfect time.
First career receiving touchdown for Nicely. They have to retry the extra point after the penalty on Coastal Carolina. And LaForge bangs it through to make it 7-0.
Tries good.
I mean, this is a team that has been outscored in the first quarter by 73 points this year. That was the scoring margin coming into the game, among the worst in the FBS, but they have the lead here with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Tell you what, I've been really impressed with Tad Hudson. He's not yet thrown for 200 yards in a game. He's already at 103, 9 of 11, 103 yards and 1 touchdown. He's been really efficient, had really good decision-making ability in the pocket, hasn't forced the football, been a distributor of the football, which, you know, Drew Hollingshead told us, hey, that's what we want our quarterback to do. And they've been through the quarterback carousel, right? They've started 3 different guys and sort of switched to their run-first offense with Samari Collier, but now they're throwing the football.
Coastal Carolina trying to win the program's 3rd bowl game. They won the 21 Cure Bowl, the 2023 Hawaii Bowl, and now trying to get it done here in Shreveport. Well, let's see what Louisiana Tech can do for a response. Just 32 total yards so far, and they have run 10 plays. I mean, it has been a tough go here for Trey Kukoc, who again won the job out of fall camp to be the starting quarterback. He struggled the first couple of weeks, lost his job. Then Blake Baker had it. He started 7 straight weeks, but was lost for the year with an ACL. Evan Bullock started 1 before he was lost for the year. And now Kukoc's 3rd start in a row, trying to get something going. And nothing downfield, and he takes a shot along the sideline. Yeah, you bet. There's a penalty marker. Kukoc was maybe a step or 2 onto the white paint, and then he was blasted.
Absolutely blasted. These teams getting into it, protecting your quarterback, but Trey Kukoc, you got to make sure you are fully out of bounds.
Javaris Buford, he's number 27 there. It's been a busy opening quarter here for Patrick Foy. He's our white hat. And there's Mountain West officiating crew. 7-0 Coastal Carolina. Here's the penalty call.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, number 19, for a late hit out of bounds. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Savon McDowell, the weak side linebacker, who's really been good here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, so Kukoc right here has 1 out of bounds, and a lot of times can you bait as quarterbacks sometimes these defenders, but clearly out of bounds right there, trying to take a shot at the guy, and
well, that's caught and dropped as Clay Tevenen was in the backfield. Mickens drops the pass. Miles Muyung was in on the coverage there, so it'll be 2nd down. After that penalty, out across the 40 to the 41-yard line for Louisiana Tech. They absolutely needed something to start going their way, and maybe that penalty, giving them decent field position now, can get something going. And Kukoc will keep it. Coastal Carolina read that well, so 3rd and long again.
And
this will be about 3rd and 7.
And this Coastal defense, they've done such a nice job today sort of staying in their gaps. Gap awareness is so imperative when you face a running quarterback. You don't want 2 guys in the same gap. They've done this all game so far, and they're really loading the box. I mean, they are daring Trey Kukoc to throw the football outside, and he's just not been able to be accurate enough to do that. So I love this game plan so far for Coastal.
Just 1 completion for Kukoc, 1 of 5. Drops it off short on the slant. That's going to get a first down for Tevenen. Clay Tevenen, former star at Navarro Junior College, picks up 10 yards, and that'll be the last play of the opening quarter.
End of the first quarter.
Coastal Carolina, trying to end on a winning note, has a 7-0 lead here at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
out of your team here coming up in the second quarter?
Well, I think offensively, we just got to relax, settle in, and execute better. I think everybody's pressing, trying to make something happen. You know, they just got to relax, do what they're coached to do. I think just trust their read keys and get settled into this football game. You know, offensively, you hadn't played in a month, and so it's important for our guys, our quarterback, to get into the rhythm and the flow of the game. And then I think defensively, we've done some good things. We got caught there in man coverage on the screen. They sealed off our backer for the big play. But I think the biggest thing is we're into this game. We've got to settle into this game, and our playmakers have got to make plays, and we've done that on this last drive on third down, so we got to keep it going.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, Harry, thanks. Most wins for Louisiana Tech since 2019, and win or lose, they are guaranteed their first winning season in 6 years. But they've got to find some offense, and right now they're just not getting it, especially up the middle as Andrew Burnett is tackled for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Andrew Burnett right at the middle, 250 pounds, goes right to the ground, and we've said it again. I'll say it some more. Is this Coastal defense? They came to play today. They were one of the worst in the country versus the run, and they've only given up 31 rushing yards so far today.
Third tackle for big number 55, Trey Brown, middle linebacker. And that was a big question today. Could Coastal stop the run? One of the worst rushing defenses in the FBS this year, but so far equal to the task. And that is incomplete. Boy, Cucuck just looks uncomfortable tap dancing in the pocket, trying to get it to his tight end, Eli Finley.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Uncomfortable for sure. He's got the happy feet back there in the pocket. He just needs to take a full drop. Watch his feet right here. Sort of tapping everywhere, and there's no one there. They're just rushing 3 on every third down. They have a spy on him. If he just takes a full 3 or 5 step drop, trust his read, trust his progression, and actually goes through it, they would have some success on third down.
This is the third punt already for John Hoya Chance, redshirt freshman who had an all-conference season, trying to drop this inside the 10-yard line, and does. Fielded at the 6 by Bryson Graves. Well, bowl season continues tomorrow as Iowa faces Vanderbilt at noon Eastern in the ReliaQuest Bowl, followed by Nebraska and Utah in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Also on ABC at 3 o'clock, it's Texas and Michigan in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. How about that hire by Michigan? Kyle Whittingham.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, he's the perfect guy for that program with all they've been through. And if this is the best time of the year, though, I mean, there's bowl games on, multiple bowl games I mean, it's awesome.
First of 3 today on ESPN. We're at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport. And we're going to take you out to the Music City Bowl and the Valero Alamo Bowl yet before the day is over. Javen Simpkins in the backfield here on first down for Tad Hudson. Runs out of the end zone, throws on the run out to the 20-yard line. It is caught. Another catch for Zach Courtney, the tight end. Redshirt junior out of Post, Texas, picks up 15 yards.
This is why I do not like rushing 3, especially with a mobile quarterback that can move in the pocket. It's exactly what Tad Hudson did.
Look at this passing offense for Coastal Carolina. Tad Hudson, another strike to Courtney. 18 more yards for the Chanticleers.
7 different Coastal Carolina players have caught passes.
And now a flag.
Ball start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the pass catching has been one of the Achilles heels for Coastal here this season.
Yeah.
One of the leaders in dropped passes this season, but obviously they have found some rhythm in the passing game.
Well, they don't have a receiver, a tight end, or a running back with over 300 yards receiving on the season. So they have not been known to throw the football.
After the penalty, first down at 15. They go back to the ground game. Nothing really on the right side for Simpkins. Picks up a couple. Amari Butler on that stop.
Now, if I'm Louisiana Tech, I got to sit. I can't just sit back here in zone coverage and let these guys just pick us apart. I got to start bringing pressure from the secondary level. They run this 3-3-5 defense, so there's 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 2 safeties, 2 corners. You can bring a lot of different pressure packages on this. I'd start heating Tad Hudson up, make him more uncomfortable.
Second and 13. Hudson flushed out. Penalty flag in the backfield. Hudson comes back across the middle. Man open at the 50-yard line. And that is Colton Hinton. We're going to see what this flag is all about. And there's actually 2 on the play.
You're definitely going to get a hold on the left tackle. Not sure about the other flag. And Tad Hudson's trying to escape.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty from a previous spot. It's still second down. There
That's
was also
second
a
penalty on
sideline
McLaughlin.
warning on the play on Louisiana Tech. That is their first sideline warning of the game.
Harry Lyles told us before the game that things were pretty vocal down there between these two teams.
Yeah.
And now Louisiana Tech receiving a sideline warning.
They're pumped up about it, man. Both these teams are excited to be here, have another game to play.
This is the first meeting between Coastal and Louisiana Tech, but it won't be the last. There's soon to be Sun Belt Conference rivals, likely as early as next fall. Good tackle in the open field by Cam Carter, the cornerback, as Graves is dumped, so it's going to be third down.
Nice job by Cam Carter, just having that leverage on the outside. It's a little block screen where you just throw a little flat route. And if he doesn't tackle him, he's still running. So really nice job right there. Third and extra long. Big time screen alert right here.
They need to get to the 49-yard line to keep the drive alive. Deep shot. And that is not going to draw a flag, surprisingly. The officials saying they just got tangled up. Incidental contact. Cedric Woods in coverage on Gilly. So the Chants will have to punt.
Yeah, I like this no call. Both guys are going at it. Cedric Woods has already been called for PI. If anything, that could have been OPI on Gilly as he's pushing off, but I think it's the right no call right there, and La Tech gets off the field. Got to get something going on offense, though.
Latulis and Woods are back. Dual punt returners on this kick from Sebafunde. Latulis fields it at the 18, and more Laundry on the field. And out to the 47-yard line, Dedrick Latulis. And again, a penalty marker at about the 33. We've had 12 penalties so far, and here's another one.
During the return, holding, return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Be first down, timeout on the field.
18-yard return. Going to be an 8-yard return now. 7-0 Coastal. 10:47 to go in the half. Back in a moment here in Shreveport. Back at Shreveport, the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Louisiana Tech from the 30 on first down. Little toss out to Andrew Burnett, and maybe a yard as we go down to Harry.
Yeah, guys, keep an eye on number 4 running back Clay Tevenen on the Louisiana Tech side. He got his right ankle retaped. Appeared to be in some mild pain, but was bouncing around trying to test it out. But it looks like he is going to stay in this football game. But something to keep an eye on as this game progresses.
Yeah, Clay Tevenen, a big part of the offense and the running game that they're still trying to get going. And he told Sonny Cumbie he's coming back to Louisiana Tech. And that was big news for Sonny in this program. That pass incomplete, gathered in by Averhart, but he's out of bounds. And, you know, that's what, you know, coaching is all about now. It's not recruiting new players. It's a lot of times recruiting the ones you already have.
Well, especially as a head coach, you rarely ever coach ball anymore. You're so worried about controlling your guys from not hitting the portal. You need to recruit your own guys. Can you go into the portal and get other guys? Every game that someone plays 3 touchdowns, they want a raise. It's wild, wild west still out here.
2 for 5 today on third downs. 3rd and 9, and Kukoc, not a great passer, tries to run on the far side, and Muyoung cuts him down. 4th down again for Louisiana Tech, and they're going to have to punt for the 4th time in a row.
I mean, Clay, Coastal Carolina is the 6th worst rushing team in the FBS. And their defense, and right now they are holding a team in La Tech that is rushing for almost 200 yards a game. I mean, they're to 35 yards rushing. That's the story of the game for me right now. Coastal's doing an excellent job.
Bryson Graves makes the catch at the 12 and wrapped up inside the 10. Marlon Jackson, good coverage there. Long field for Coastal Carolina. The shot clears with a 7-0 lead here at Independence Stadium.
Of total offense, and this defense, this is the defense that needs to step up. 7 defensive touchdowns this year, 22 takeaways. Got to get one here.
Second series in a row starting inside their own 10. Coastal Carolina leading 7-0. And Javon Edwards straight up the middle, gashing the Bulldogs for a first down to the 23 as we go down to Harry.
From this Louisiana Tech squad, it was very loud, very vibrant. It just has not been that so far throughout this football game, whether that is from the offensive or defensive side. Just a very flat sideline over here right now.
You know, it's not the atmosphere that they were hoping for. An hour away from Ruston, Louisiana. You know, I can see too that maybe this isn't the experience that they had hoped for in the postseason, playing just an hour away from campus.
Yeah, but this is almost like a Louisiana Tech home game, and we were down on the sideline pregame, and they were jacked up, man. The energy was high, and we just got to find that one spark, that one player to make a play.
2nd down and 8. Reverse flea flicker and overthrown. Hudson overshot the receiver. Wide open was nicely, and he's upset.
As he should be. He had blockers out in front. 3 Coastal Carolina blockers, a little trickery. Double reverse flea flicker back to your back, and Tad Hudson with a miss right there.
Tad Hudson starting a bowl game for the 2nd straight year for Coastal. He started the Myrtle Beach Bowl last year, a loss to UTSA. That was his first career start. He's been pretty accurate today. That was just his 4th incompletion. They're going to call a timeout ahead of this 3rd down and 8. He's 12 of 16 for 138 and a touchdown. And Louisiana Tech will also gather to try and figure some things out. Timeout here in Shreveport. Back in a moment. Backs to start this year for Coastal Carolina. They've had a lot of injuries. Samari Collier's unavailable today. That pass incomplete to Nicely. And his 4th down is Jaden Mayfield, the linebacker, did a nice job out in coverage. So Coastal's going to have to punt for the 2nd straight series.
Trying to get Nicely one-on-one matched up with the DB, and really nice coverage, and finally a stop here on 3rd down for Louisiana Tech.
Sebafunde to kick it away. Latulis, and a good return last time, but it was brought back because of a penalty. He's going to call for the fair catch here at around the 33-yard line. 49-yard punt for Sebafunde. So Trey Kukoc, JUCO transfer from Saddleback Community College in California, will bring the offense back out for La Tech. I mean, this is a guy who has had moments this year. He led that 21-point comeback against Liberty a couple of games ago, team's biggest comeback in 37 years. That was his first game back as a starter after losing his job for 8 weeks. Did a real good job staying positive, and now has an opportunity here in the postseason. Marlon Jackson on the misdirection, and Coastal has been so good sniffing out anything in the run game so far today.
They are dead set on making Trey Kukuk beat them through the air, and little trickery, whatever it is. They've been really solid defensively in this 3-3-5 scheme. At some point, Kukuk's going to have to take a shot down the football field, which he has not done. These safeties are really, really tight.
Fourth tackle for loss for Coastal Carolina. Now in the flat. That's Burnett. He gets hammered by Wayne after that 5-yard pickup. So it's going to be third and fairly long here for Louisiana Tech. They're 2 of 6 today, converting on third down. 3rd and 7.
That's exactly what we talked about in the open. This is not where they want to be. 3rd and long, they feel really comfortable. 3rd and 4 to 5, 3rd and 7 plus, though they've really struggled this year to move the football because of the lack of throwing.
False start.
False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, the offensive coordinator's Tony Franklin. It's his second stint at Louisiana Tech. And when you think Sonny Cumbie and when you think that man, Tony Franklin, you think air raid. But they've had to adjust. They just don't have the arm talent at quarterback, especially with Kukuk. With that said, I mean, they averaged 34 points per game in Conference USA play this year.
Yeah, they led Conference USA in points per game.
Kukuk on 3rd and long. Down the seam, and that's a connection. First down and more. Staying on his feet is Marlon Jackson. And he gets across the 45-yard line before he's knocked out by Avion Jones. That's the play the Bulldogs have been looking for.
Kukuk does a nice job just settling his feet. You know, we talked about the happy feet earlier in the game. Finding Jackson there on a deep in route behind that too-high safety look. In front of those safeties, behind the linebackers.
Longest pass play of the day for the Bulldogs as Burnett rushes up the middle. And he'll get about 6.
And if I'm the Bulldogs right here, right on the line of scrimmage, get up, get rolling. You got Coastal on their heels. A little tempo, a little hurry-up offense will help.
Under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Kukuk lowers his head, and that's going to be a first down.
Just a mass of bodies in there with Burnett leading. He's 238 pounds. You know, the 2 star players offensively is Kukuk and Burnett. They've had 10 total touchdowns running the football the last 2 games. We've got to get those guys going on the ground at some point. This Coastal team is doing a really nice job just keeping everyone in the box, and we got a bunch of offensive linemen in the game right here.
7 offensive linemen. And Burnett is going to take the direct snap and plows ahead and gets to the 39-yard line.
Oh, he almost fumbled that. He was not ready for that snap at all. Louisiana Tech coaches are saying, hey, I think Coastal might have called something on that. Watch that. I mean, just barely was able to get it. We got lucky there. He was not ready for that snap at all.
They've used Burnett a lot in the Wildcat this year. He's faster than he looks. I think he's 240 pounds, 6'2", but
he's a big
he
guy.
had a 98-yard touchdown run against Missouri State in their last game. And he takes off here right up the middle. Hurdles a tackler and gets to the 29. Another first down for Louisiana Tech.
And you see Louisiana Tech, their coaches say, hey, let's go, get on the ball, get set. They finally have some rhythm. They finally have some offensive efficiency. Snap it fast.
Kukuk keeps it. Good fake. Got it to the outside and then gets hit hard after a 3-yard gain. Jones, the product of none other than South Lake Carroll High School in Dallas.
Really?
Made the stop.
Let's go. That's where I went.
How did South Lake end up this year?
We lost in the semis. And our coach went to SMU as a pass game coordinator. So we lost it.
That's a sign of success, though.
Yes.
2nd and 7. Louisiana Tech looking for the equalizer here. Cucuck floats it, tipped, and almost picked off for the 2nd time. And probably should have been, as Avion Jones was in the vicinity. I mean, he's already had 1 deflected pass intercepted.
We've been saying it all game. They are making Cucuck throw in between the numbers. We have not seen just a simple go route outside. They are just playing one-on-one matchup. This is the time to take it to one of your receivers. We haven't called Devin Gandy's name. Marlon Jackson, 6'2", 215 outside. He's your threat as well. Got to take a shot outside.
10th play of the drive. 3rd down and 7, and the play clock gets down, and before it expires, the Bulldogs call a timeout.
Louisiana Tech, that is their first. 30 seconds in length.
So Louisiana Tech coming into this Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, having won their last 2 games. We talked about that rally against Liberty to win in overtime. They were down 3 touchdowns.
Prior to the
Then they beat Ryan Beard's Missouri State Bears, and now, of course, they're trying to beat Beard's new team. So this is a team that has had some nice moments, especially late in the year, but it's just been a clumsy start here today, but it finally feels like this offense is starting to find some positive signs.
It feels like they're finally starting to find some rhythm offensively, and they've gone to the hurry-up offense, which has been really good. I think Trey Cucuck does a really nice job operating in that no-huddle offense. You got to come away with points here, whether it's a field goal or not. 3:35 left in the half, and you know there's only been 1 receiver catch a football today, and that's Marlon Jackson. 4 total completions on the day for Cucuck, only 1 to a receiver.
See a couple of 1-point losses. Very easily could be 9 and 3. Eli Finley, the catch, the tight end, to about the 23-yard line. He is tall, 6'6", 244 pounds, and didn't get close to the first down marker. So here comes the field goal unit. And field goal kicking has been questionable at times for Louisiana Tech. And Drew Henderson has at times been the place kicker, but Kagan Kent, I should say, the true freshman, is going to attempt this shot from 42 yards. He's from Shreveport. His dad, Marty, was a kicker for Louisiana Tech back in the 90s. And he gets the Bulldogs on the board. 42-yard field goal for Kent. And it's now 7-3 with 2:49 to go before half.
At least they got some points. I think that's the biggest thing for Louisiana Tech. That sideline, at least from up here, I don't know what Harry's seeing, but it looks to have a little bit more juice right now. Finally find some rhythm offensively. Still have 2 timeouts left, so I wonder if you could stop Coastal here and maybe get another shot at it.
11 plays, 46 yards, and 5:26. It's going to be a touchback. So a couple of timeouts here for Coastal Carolina to work with 2:49 to go, and of course, 2-minute timeout. Well, Saturday it's an NFL doubleheader starting at 4:30 Eastern on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Deportes as the Buccaneers host the Panthers. Then the Seahawks square off against the 49ers for the NFC West title. The Manning Cast will be on ESPN2 for that one.
That Panthers-Bucks game is supposed to be for the NFC South title, but it's such a weird thing because if the Falcons beat the Saints, then the Panthers win it as well. But that Seahawks-49ers game, 1 seed on the line. Can't wait to watch that one.
So 1st and 10 from the 25 for Coastal Carolina. Tad Hudson, who's played pretty well, gets some pressure, and that is going to be a live ball, and it's recovered at the 20-yard line. At least that's what they're saying now. Kenyatta McNeese jumped on it for Louisiana Tech, but it sure looked like that was an incompletion.
Yeah, absolutely. Right call. They correct it on the field, let the play run a little bit and have a meeting, but his hand was absolutely going forward.
They're going to go 3 wide on the right. Inside handoff. Coming to the near side, staying on his feet is Simpkins. And he'll plow ahead close to the 40-yard line for Simpkins. Now, this is a Coastal Carolina team that struggled rushing the football their last game against JMU. They had -5 rushing yards against the Dukes. And that picks up a first down as we get close to the 2-minute timeout.
Want to get another play before the 2-minute timeout.
Low snap. Hudson goes deep right side, has a man open. Caught at the 35, first down and much more. Deep into Bulldogs territory for Malik Mega, who's playing in his final college game.
Malik Mega with a slant and go, just a double move right there on Cedric Woods, who's played a lot of football.
Please put the game clock on.
Big time play.
2-0-0.
32-yard hookup takes it to our 2-minute timeout. Biggest play of the day for Coastal Carolina. They have a 4-point lead with 2 minutes to go in the half, and they're looking for more here at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport. Happy New Year, everybody. All right, Matt, thanks. Back here in Shreveport, Clay Matvick, Chase Daniel, Harry Lyles Jr. Coastal Carolina driving with 2 minutes to go in the half, leading 7-3. They're already in pretty good shape here to attempt a field goal, but they're looking for more. Have 1 field goal missed today as Simpkins runs ahead for 2 yards. Now here come flags. And now some words being exchanged. We've seen a lot of this so far in the first half, Chase.
Getting chippy out there. Jaden Mayfield hit an offensive lineman. I don't know if it was a flop or not, but if so, that offensive lineman sold it pretty well. You're probably going to get a personal foul right here.
And Patrick Foy is walking over to the Coastal Carolina bench. And, you know, there's Jeremiah Johnson, you know, talking to the line judge. Jeremiah Johnson, his final game with the Coastal program, the interim head coach.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense number 22. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. It's an automatic first down. That is number 22's first foul towards disqualification.
Jaden Mayfield.
Coastal Carolina has elected to use the 10-second runoff. Please subtract 10 seconds from the clock, and the clock will start on my signal.
He was named to the All-Conference USA freshman team. That's a freshman mistake.
Yeah, you can't do that.
There.
Can't do that at all. Gets them deeper down, and they got plenty of time here. 2 timeouts, only 1:43. They get the ball to start the second half. You don't want to score too fast here and give Louisiana Tech the ball back.
Simpkins, good burst inside the 5 and tripped up down to the 1-yard line. Ball came out, but it looked like he was down. Kenyatta McNeese made the hit. That's a gain of 13 for Simpkins, and there's another flag on the play.
Field has been littered with laundry all game.
Holding, offense number 33. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That time they tagged the tight end Courtney for the hold, so it's coming back.
Yeah, getting down to the 2-yard line. Javen Simpkins at the bottom of your screen right there. His left hand just holds on. You gotta, at some point, let go. Just tackles him to the ground. Another big penalty there for Coastal. Plenty of time left, though. You still got 2 timeouts. It's hard to overcome these 1st and 20s.
9th penalty against Coastal Carolina. Louisiana Tech has 7 here in the half. Tad Hudson throws, and it is caught at around the 16-yard line, and that is Courtney, who just committed the penalty, a gain of 7 and a timeout.
Stepping up in the pocket, going through progressions, only a 3-man rush right there. Finds Zach Courtney over the middle of the field to get in second and manageable.
So the Bulldogs call a timeout. And is their second timeout of the half, have 1 remaining. Defensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech, Luke Olson. And, you know, this Louisiana Tech defense, for the most part, has done a pretty good job today. We talked about Jakari Foster at the top. You know, there's 7 interceptions, leading the country. Jacob Fields, Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. He went into the portal, but it's been a very good defense. Louisiana Tech started to find some traction on offense moments ago. Now they need the defense to rise up again here and get a big stop.
Well, that's why they took a timeout. They're hoping to get a stop right here, hold them to a field goal, then get down there and at least get a field goal or maybe score a touchdown in their 2-minute drive. And this series of plays right here is extremely important for the momentum of this game. See a little bit more fire on the sideline down here in Louisiana Tech, too.
Coastal has just 1 touchdown inside of 2 minutes this season. It was back on October 11th against ULM. Thrown to the end zone. That it is, caught for a touchdown. Robbie Washington hangs on as Tad Hudson put it right where he had to. 16 yards and a score for the Chanticleers.
Anytime you can get Robbie Washington lined up on a safety, you're going to take that, and a nice throw. I've been really impressed with Tad Hudson so far here today. 2 passing touchdowns, 194 yards through the air in the first half. Remember, this guy's never thrown for 200 yards in a game before.
Robbie Washington, the former Miami Hurricane, with a big touchdown catch. And unfortunately for the Shots, Thomas Johnson, honorable mention all Sun Belt left guard, is down. And he's hobbling with help toward the sideline. We talked about the offensive line. It's just been really hard for the Chanticleers to keep the big guys healthy this year. 6 plays, 75 yards in 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Tad Hudson, how about this guy? Struggled with accuracy at times this year. 71% of his passes right now being completed in this game versus a really good La Tech defense.
Kiana Fructe with the extra point, 14-3 with 1:16 before half. Coastal Carolina had 4 quarterbacks competing for the job back in August. Emmett Brown, who was probably considered the favorite to win the job, went out with an ACL back in August. They had MJ Morris, Samari Collier, and Tad Hudson. Morris, Collier, and Hudson have all taken turns starting. And, you know, the job has landed on Hudson's lap because of injury here late in the year. And maybe, you know, playing some of his best football right now.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely is. I mean, look, Coastal started the season 6-3 and lost their last 3 games to finish 6-6 on the year. But, I mean, this is a very good Bulldogs team, really close to winning 9 games, and Tad Hudson is just picking them apart right now. 15-21, almost 200 yards through the air versus a really good secondary. You got to wonder how much of really 4 guys not playing on Louisiana Tech's defense has hurt them today.
Davin Gundy, the All-American return man, fields it in the corner and brings it out to about the 8-yard line. Let's look at today's clutch delivery brought to us by Chipotle.
Robbie Washington one-on-one. Tad Hudson with a dime of a throw. Get matched up on a safety. Falling back with the guy in his face and delivers a strike. Fired up. Let's go.
15 of 21, a couple of touchdown passes for Tad Hudson. And now Trey Kukoc trying to rally this offense late in the half. Tevinen makes the catch. And McDowell pushes him out of bounds, maybe a yard. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go and 1 timeout for Tech.
Yeah, I don't like that going out of bounds right there. Coastal still has 2 timeouts left, and Kukoc has not had any success through the air. It's going to be really interesting to see how they handle this. If they let Kukoc throw it, incomplete pass obviously stops the clock, but you don't want to give Coastal the ball back again.
Look at her throw here. And that is way behind the intended man, Marlon Jackson. Kukoc, Chase, has looked off ever since the opening series when he threw that interception on a tip pass. Just really hasn't been able to find chemistry with his receivers.
Absolutely, and you haven't seen it on film a lot. A lot of their stuff is underneath completions like we were talking about. You don't see him very often throw the football down the field. But right now, there's been 2 plays that have run and only 5 seconds off the clock. Coastal still has 2 timeouts left, so a completion, not a first down. You call a timeout, you got a chance to double dip.
Kukoc had time, and it was caught and dropped. Jackson had it. That's a catch he knows he has to make, especially when his quarterback is struggling. Stops the clock. 4th and 9, 55 seconds to go.
So Coastal Carolina ran 3 plays, took a grand total of 12 seconds off the clock. That should have been caught a little bit behind him. And now Coastal Carolina gets the football back with Tad Hudson having a career game. And plus, they get the ball to start the second half.
Bulldogs need a boomer from John Hoyt Chance. He's standing in the end zone. And it is a good punt. Bryson Graves backpedaling from inside the 35. Nice cut. Right up the middle. To the 40. To the 30. Still on his feet. Swings it back again. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown. But there's a marker back on the Coastal side of the field at about the 42-yard line. Might be coming back.
Another one. Oh.
63 yards, but will it stand up for Bryson Graves?
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 26.
Will not.
The 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Bryson Graves was moving. Talk about a change in momentum. I don't know. I think it happened a little bit further back, but there's clearly no block in the back on that replay.
So look at the combined penalties. 17 combined penalties.
Oh.
Most in a first half of an FBS game this season.
Wait.
Of course, it's the game you and I get.
Of course, that's the game we're calling. 17 penalties? That's the most?
Now, when you played in this game,
Yeah.
back 20 years ago,
to the day.
was it a pretty clean football
It
game?
was very clean. They didn't call as many penalties back then. They just let us play.
Not a lot of time on the clock. Couple of timeouts for Coastal as they stay on the ground with Javon Edwards. How do you play these final 30 seconds?
I'd absolutely get up there and call a timeout. But they seem pretty intent on taking it down. But, I mean, you're only 30, 40 yards away from field goal range. Interesting that they're just letting this clock run out right here. I would have banged a timeout right there, thrown the football, especially with the way they've been throwing it on them. They seem very content on just not taking another snap.
No sense of urgency. That's going to do it. Coastal's going to let the clock bleed out. And they're going to take a 14-3 lead into the locker room at halftime.
That is the end of the first half.
Here at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Good first half for Tad Hudson. 15 for 21, 194, and a couple of touchdown passes as we go down to Harry.
Coach, 14-3 lead for you here. What do you need to see from your guys in the second half to hold that lead and come out here with an Independence Bowl title?
Yeah, we've just got to finish. We're playing fast. We're playing, we're not playing smart, but we're playing fast. So we've got to finish. We've got to clean up some of the things on special teams. We'd like to see that cleaned up, obviously, and then just finish this football game. Try to add a few more points here as we go down the stretch.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
14-3 our score at the half. Coastal with the lead. Time now for the KFC halftime report with Matt and EJ. Guys, take it away.
And he's the player of the game without a doubt so far today. And Coastal up 14-3. Lucky it's not 21-3 because that punt return touchdown before the half got called back.
John Hoy a chance to kick it off here for Louisiana Tech. And this is going to be returnable. 15-20 and spinning and hammered down at the 25 is Malcolm Gilley. As we take a look at our Coca-Cola game track, see neither team with the rushing yards that we expected because both of the teams, especially late in the year, were leaning on that aspect of the offense.
Yeah, 14 first downs for Coastal Carolina, only 6 for Louisiana Tech, and the pass yards, that's the biggest thing I'm looking at for Coastal Carolina. 194 passing yards. We talked about it. Tad Hudson has not thrown for 200 yards in a game. Bet he ends up with that here today.
Tad Hudson starting his second straight bowl game. Started the Myrtle Beach Bowl last year. A little closer to campus, this time 13 hours away. And the first play of the second half going nowhere as Alonzo Jackson, the linebacker, shoots in. That's a loss of 1 as we go down to Harry.
Guys, caught up with Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie coming out of the locker room. He told me plainly that half was not what our team looks like. It's not what we've been all season. He mentioned the energy. He said they've got to come out with better energy in this second half. He said they got to execute offensively and cut down on the penalties. He said the formula's simple. We just got to get it done.
Yeah, they had 7 in the first half. Coastal had 10.
17.
Yet they've got the lead. Here's Hudson airing it out. And that's overthrown by about 5 yards, intended for Bryson Graves. The average coming into the day for Coastal Carolina's passing, just 5.4 yards per pass, 134th out of 136 in the FBS. So, you know, for him to put together that kind of first half, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's all about second half adjustments for Louisiana Tech. I bet they didn't think he was going to come out throwing the football 21 times in the first half. So what is their adjustment here in the second half? Like Sonny Cumbie said, hey, we didn't like the way we played. It's all right. It's only an 11-point game.
3rd down and 11. Louisiana Tech trying to get off the field here right away in the second half, and they will. Incomplete. Hudson got rocked, and Sifa Leota made the nice play with the pressure.
Going to get pressure off the edge. Just tries to check the football down, can't get to him, and 3 and out for this Louisiana Tech team, and this sideline is starting to get a little bit fired up.
2nd 3 and out for Coastal Carolina. As Seba Funde sends it away. Here comes Dedrick Latulis. Good return into plus territory. Latulis, one man to beat. And he's dragged down along the sideline by the punter, Seba Funde. And now Louisiana Tech is in business here for their opening series of the half.
Latulis gets him going, and you look 3 and out. You get a nice block right here by Woods, and man, the punter just barely gets him. Never like to see punters tackling out there. It's the last line of defense.
I'm going to mark him at the 32.
Formed him up, though.
Yeah, he did. That was a good tackle.
Yeah.
They're in practice every day, too. They watch what's going on.
Special teams run laps.
It was a 30-yard return for Latulis, and now Cucuck will run on the first play of the second half. Couple of yards for Cucuck. He's actually their leading rusher in this game. That's his 7th carry, but just for 36 yards. So the ground game has been pretty much non-existent for the Bulldogs. And then the passing game, nothing really to talk about there. 6 of 15, 45 yards and an interception for Trey Cucuck, making his 3rd start in a row. Here's Burnett. And it's going to be 3rd and medium here for Louisiana Tech as McDowell and Jones combine on the stop. Gain of 2.
Already like this, the fact that they run it and get to 3rd and medium. The whole playbook's open. I think this is still 4-down territory right on the edge of field goal range for Louisiana Tech. The whole playbook's open for them, but this is sort of where they thrive. This 3rd and 4 to 5 to 6. Still have extra offensive linemen in, have a tight end in as well. Formation into the boundary. They got to take a shot down the field at some point.
3 of 9 in the first half on 3rd down, and Cucuck stood up. Maybe a yard. And Lunan and Gorham Welch there on the hit. So now 4th down, decision time here for Tech.
And I like it. I like you run it on 3rd and 6. You try to get a little bit, but this is momentum saying, hey, we got to get this. Let's spread out the formation. Cucuck, if something's not there, use your legs. Got a lot of people inside the box. They're one-on-one outside. That's where I would go with the football here. Can't get out of their own way.
Ball start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, that makes the decision, unfortunately for Louisiana Tech, much easier. They're going to bring the field goal unit out now.
Yeah. I like the aggressiveness, though. Had a play call they like. Motion out of the backfield.
Well, Kent will come out again. He has the only points. so far today. Actually, this is Hoya Chance, their long-range field goal kicker. Kagan Kent hit a 42-yarder in the first half. This will be a 51-yarder, as long as 55 this year. He's their kickoff specialist and punter, but also called in on long-range field goals, trying to get 3 on the board. And he does. So Louisiana Tech so far today settling for field goals at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, but they're on the board here in the second half. 14-6 now.
I've always wanted to be a good bowler.
It's like my golf game. I don't do it enough to be good at it.
I mean, you can bowl over 100 though, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I can.
As long as you can bowl over 100, you're good.
No guarantees.
Yeah.
But these guys have had a lot of fun, and yeah, I think they were both a little uptight to start the game. Coastal certainly started to loosen up as the first half wore on, as that one is kicked out of bounds.
Another flag.
Another penalty. John Hoya Chance kicks it out. So it'll be good field position here for Coastal Carolina. And, you know, it was the punt return that set up that field goal moments ago for Chance, the 51-yarder. But they went 4 plays, minus 1 yard. There's really no sign yet that this Louisiana Tech offense is coming around.
Yeah, and they have not established the run game. I think that's what Coastal's done such a good job of defensively, taking away. They have dared Kukuk to throw the ball deep, and he has not. The only time he did, he threw an interception.
Second series of the half for Tad Hudson and Coastal Carolina. Went 3 and out. Ball comes out, and it looks like Louisiana Tech has it. They do. It's recovered. Donovan Ryman, the defensive end, jumps on the loose football right around the 40-yard line.
Robbie Washington on a little out route, a little rub route. Instead of going out of bounds, decides to come back in. 22, Jaden Mayfield. It looks like he drops, just wearing sleeves right there, and this is exactly what Louisiana Tech needed defensively, a takeaway. One of the best in the country at getting them. That's their 23rd game takeaway of the year.
And now we'll see what Kukuk can do with this offense. He's going to run it on first down, and he's good on his feet. To the 25, Trey Kukuk. 14 yards on first down.
It's the first time that he's gotten any space at all. A little bit of tempo, just a quarterback counter, follow your guard. They're back onto the ball, going a little tempo.
He was looking to throw this time, and there's nothing. It looked like he was setting up for a little pop pass.
Yeah.
And just could not see over the line and gets enveloped. Ibrahim Diawara making the stop.
Took a little bit of time to develop right there. Let's go back to this run. You have Andrew Burnett leading up on the linebacker, and then this is the first time we've seen Kukuk actually get some space in front of him. He's faster than you think, more athletic than you think, but he hasn't had a lot of space.
Good cutback by Burnett. Burnett, good burst for a first down as he tumbles inside the 15-yard line. There's a flag down in the end zone. And Burnett, you know, he's going to say, you know, I probably should have been able to stay on my feet there. We'll see what this flag is about.
A little extracurricular defensive back and receiver.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 18. 15-yard penalty. The play still is a first down for Louisiana Tech. That is number 18's first foul towards disqualification.
So Marlon Jackson getting reprimanded.
Fighting.
Yeah, that was a little aggressive.
Play had already ended. I think that's what we didn't see, was the play had already ended. Look, if that's going on during the play, that's fine. A little extracurricular though. Look at this, Louisiana Tech penalty yards, most in the FBS today, already at 88. Got a lot of penalties this game.
Burnett's going to burrow ahead. Still on his feet. Remember, he's tough to bring down. 6'2", 240. Give him 5 there.
It's sort of been the story of Louisiana Tech season. Every time you get a good play, something happens bad, you get it back, you get something called back, you get a big offensive play. We'll see if they can overcome this.
Burnett's in the backfield again as Kukoc is going to look over to the sideline. We'll see what Tony Franklin dials up here on 2nd down and 4. They haven't had a lot of short yardage situations on 3rd down yet. And that ball is loose. I think they're going to call it incomplete. It looked like it was tipped. They're going to say it's a fumble, and it's recovered by Coastal. Diawara picked up the loose football. Now I got to believe they're going to look at this again.
This is the 2nd time we've seen that. You called back to it, a little pop pass earlier, and then come back to this, almost run the identical play. Kukoc's trying to get the football away downfield to a seam route. It looked like he was throwing it.
Yeah, they're going to review it. We're going to step aside. 9:28 to go in the 3rd here in Shreveport. Now we're going to stay now. Coastal thinks they have recovered it. What do you think? When you saw it live, what did you think?
Yeah, when I saw it live, it looked like his hand was going forward. It's just, hey, is the hand going forward or is it an open palm? Be able to see this. I mean, it's 2 plays in a row that this sort of looked like. Here we go, a little play fake. Coastal's coming down. Oh, I don't know. His hand is getting hit as it's going forward. Trey Brown, he tries to grasp at the ball. Trey Brown right there hits the right hand.
Yeah, I'm good.
Jerry McGinn is our rules analyst today. Jerry, what do you see here?
Whenever there's a turnover, replay is going to stop the game, or there at least will look at it. This is a good stop because the quarterback, Chase, as you mentioned, his arm gets hit, but his hand does move forward, and I'm expecting replay to overturn this to an incomplete pass, no fumble.
Jerry, it's hard to see on the replay, but if you don't have control of the ball, if it's like that open palm, right, that would be considered a fumble if it's going forward, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, but I do see him with control.
Okay.
Yeah, I do see that, and we have some great looks at this. So, I believe we do have, indisputable video evidence that it is a pass as opposed to a fumble.
Almost looks like the ball is slipping out as it's going forward, but like you were saying, I do think it comes forward.
Yeah, and all the hand has to do is just move an inch forward.
The ruling on the field of a fumble has been upheld. First down for Coastal Carolina.
Surprised by that, Jerry?
Extremely surprised.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I saw was it looked like he was almost palming it as it was going forward. He lost control maybe before it went.
As I said, you only need that hand just to move a fraction forward, and then it's considered a pass versus a fumble.
Yeah.
So that's very surprising.
So Trey Brown knocked it loose. Diawara recovers it. Coastal gets it back after turning it over themselves. Sloppy start here to the 2nd half. 14-6, 9:28 to go in the 3rd.
Of Radiance Technologies, who is here to tell us about the Innovation Bowl.
The Innovation Bowl is an academic challenge between the schools affiliated with the Independence Bowl. So the teams, schools will form student-led teams that compete for the $25,000 grand prize. So each fall we put out a topic, and the teams will put together the innovative ideas and put together sort of a proof of concept to show the feasibility and the usability of their ideas, and submit a written report. And we picked 3 finalists that we announced today.
And who are those 3 finalists, Dr. Whelan?
The 3 finalists in no particular order are Team Panther Nexus from Georgia State, Team Truth Selim from Purdue University, and Team USM from USM, University of Southern Mississippi.
Well, we appreciate your time, and I know for myself as a Georgia State alum, I know who I'm going for. But great to have you, Dr. Whelan. Thank you.
Very much, and Happy New Year. Okay?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Doctor. Thank you, Harry. I know you were a big science guy in school, so you appreciate that.
Yeah, the science projects were great. Blowing stuff up at school.
So Coastal has it back, just over 9 to go here in the 3rd. 14-6, Coastal Carolina trying to finish with a winning record. Tad Hudson, one of the 3 quarterbacks to play this year for the Chanticleers, right on the money. And his passing game today has been pretty sharp as he hits Graves for a gain of 27. Longest pass play today.
Bryson Graves up the seam. Tad Hudson with another on-mark throw.
Dominic Nicely, one of the freshmen, trying to run it on the left side. One of those rookies trying to give this running game a little bit of a lift here in the second half.
Clay, you know what? With that last pass, Tad Hudson, 200 yards, over 200 yards passing, first time in his career. We still got a quarter and a half to play.
Again, Samari Collier, if he had been healthy enough to play, he was going to get the start today, but still bothered by that knee injury. So it's Hudson's game, and look at this, he's right on the screws again. Hits Graves, turns and dives inside the 10-yard line.
It's the exact same play they ran earlier to Robbie Washington in the first quarter. They try to get a flat defender, watch him pump to the sideline and throw this corner route. You got two offensive guys behind, and Bryson Graves, a seam route, a corner route, right there, almost at 100 yards, 5 catches, 94 yards, and he's moving the football down with ease.
You can see how poor they have been coming into this game, throwing the football, but now Hudson going to the end zone, adjustment, and it's incomplete. Malcolm Gilly trying to adjust his body in midair. Cedric Woods right there on the coverage, working against Gilly. And even if he had caught it, I think he'd have been out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And just good coverage right there. And Tad Hudson, I mean, this is where your legs can come alive too. Not known as a dual threat guy. He's carried it 42 times on the year, though. He has 2 rushing touchdowns as well. So if stuff's not open, if I'm Louisiana Tech, I gotta bring the heat. We gotta come after him. Tad Hudson's way too comfortable in the pocket.
Coastal looking for their first points in the second half. This is Edwards. Edwards, for a freshman, coaches say he has really good vision, trying to pick his way inside. Not much running room. Maybe he gets 3, so it's 3rd down and goal to go for the Chanticleers.
There's two ways of thought here for the Bulldogs defense. One, they've dropped 8 in these goal-to-go situations and just sort of made the quarterback hold it, or they've brought 7 guys. Be interesting to see what they do here.
Sprint out, throwing, line drive pass too high, and incomplete. It's 4th down now here for Coastal. He wanted the tight end Courtney, and there you see Jakari Foster, who leads the nation with 7 interceptions, just jawing there with Courtney.
Yeah, first time we've called Jakari Foster's name, but almost looked like a fake run. Throw it, incomplete.
You know, this is going to be a fun rivalry in the Sun Belt when these teams are playing in the same conference.
Tell you what.
Here comes Kian Afrukte to attempt a 22-yard field goal. He missed from 29 earlier into this same end zone, and this one's blocked. And Afrukte is going to try and cover up the football. It's still live. Louisiana Tech has it. And Foster will be whipped out along that far sideline. Kenyatta McNeese, the safety, came right up the chute and got a hand on it.
Time and time again, when you think Louisiana Tech's back is up against the wall, man, they just make a play and they come out of nowhere. The blocked kick, takeaways, just comes right over, just jumps over that guy.
And look at the beating that the kicker took here. Afrukte, you can tell he got hammered, and he is still on the field.
Kickers are definitely not used to getting hit.
.6:23 to go. We step aside. Six, Coastal with the lead. And Bulldog hoping to see some offense from Louisiana Tech. He's Chase Daniel. I'm Clay Matvick. Harry Lyles Jr. down on the field. That's 7 yards on the play. 2nd down coming up here for Louisiana Tech. By the way, who do you like going all the way to win the championship? Quarterfinal start tomorrow.
Indiana looks good, man. Indiana looks really good. Obviously, that upset win with Ohio State. So my money would probably be on Indiana.
You said that with an up inflection, so not a lot of conviction. As Tevinen spins ahead to the 45-yard line. The lead for Coastal here, Chase, 14-6, probably could be bigger. They've missed a field goal, a chip shot by a Fructade standards, a 29-yard miss, and then they just had a field goal blocked.
Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
But Louisiana Tech continues to be its own worst enemy at times.
Yeah, somehow, some way, they're still in this ball game. It's a one-score game. So if I'm Sonny Cumbie, I'm talking to my offense. Hey, look, guys, we're still in this. Let's just go out there, execute. We've been our best when we've been at tempo, when we've got lined up, when we've run the football. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Trey Kukuk, you have to figure out a way to throw the football down the field on the outside. It's one-on-one matchups all game long.
Well, he was trying to go to the outside, and that's batted right back into his grill. Incomplete. Zeke Campbell, the Louisiana Tech transfer, number 18, one of their top defensive players. And look at this.
Yeah, first time we've called his name today. Big, tall guy. If you can't win right away in quick game, you're taught as a defensive end, hey, put your hands up. Nice job batting that ball down to stay in third and extra long right here.
Kukuk has missed on his last 3 pass attempts, just 6 completions today. 3rd and 13. Short pass is complete. Tevinen trying to stay on his feet. Gets to the sideline well short of what he needs for a first down. Wyatt Gideon got him to the sideline. And now a player down over there as well.
And if I'm Kukuk, I mean, you're going to go to the sideline and look on the iPad. You're going to say, hey, look, there's some guys open down the field. I just got to step up. They're only rushing 3 right there. It's just sort of been the story of the game. Only 6 completions all game long. Most of them have been underneath, and Coastal's able to just sat in zone coverage and come up and tackle every single time.
Good to see some bounce in the jog of Tevinen. Clay Tevinen, their leading rusher, but he has been limited today to just 12 yards on the ground. And so 4th down, here comes the punting unit. Bryson Graves hoping to give Coastal Carolina some pretty good field position again. They've done that from time to time in the return game. He's standing inside the 25-yard line. Low kick. And juggled and hit immediately is Graves. Ball's loose. Going toward the end zone. Who's going to jump on it first? Still loose. It's a mad scramble down there waiting for the call.
No one wanted it.
And that is going to be a touchback. Coastal Carolina got
in the
to
world
it,
just
and that is
happened?
going to be a touchback. Here's another look.
Graves is jumping on the ball. Gets formed up and tackled. Long snapper number 41 tries to pick it up. You don't want that. Ball has butter all over it. Slippery as can be. 20's trying to get on it. No one, I mean, it just nobody.
Jerry, unpack this for us.
So we have a punt, and it's a muff. He never had possession of the ball. The ball continued into the end zone, and if it was recovered by the receivers, then it's just a touchback. It may appear that it was recovered by a receiver who was out of bounds, but so that would also make the ball a touchback. So the kicking team, they would have to recover it, and then they would have had the ball in the end zone. That would have been a touchdown, but apparently that's not what happened.
So a touchback at Coastal Carolina's football. This has been a bizarre game at times, and what a break for the Chanticleers. As it looked like Louisiana Tech was at the very least going to get good field position as Simpkins runs for 3 yards on first down.
This game is crazy. I mean, we've had just about everything. Block kicks, muffed punts. interceptions, fumble recoveries. Bowl season, baby.
Tad Hudson, career high passing today, getting heated up from behind on the crossing route to Simpkins, the running back. And up around the shoulder pads, he is tackled along the sideline at the 34 for a gain of 11 and a first down for Coastal.
I can't tell you how nice of a job that was from Tad Hudson, getting away from the sack, going downfield, getting to his check down for a first down. This guy's played absolutely incredible today.
Good cutback and dumped to Simpkins, maybe a yard. So bring up second down. Jaden Mayfield on that stop. The offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead. You know, we were talking about Sonny Cumbie and Tony Franklin for Louisiana Tech. You know, they come from the air raid tree. Well,
yeah.
So does Hollingshead. It's got to tickle his heart a little bit to see Tad Hudson throwing it as well as he had today. See if he can keep it going. Second down and 9. There it is, and it should have been caught for a first down, but juggled and dropped by Malik Mega, who's a super senior, spent 3 years at Penn State. This is his second and last at Coastal Carolina. And Coastal coming into the day averaging 2.5 drops per game. This is something they've struggled with all year.
And Tad Hudson just reading left to right, going through his progression, getting to his 4th read right here. Another drop. Can't throw the ball any better by Mega.
Jalen John comes in at running back. Former Arizona Wildcat. Deep throw. And a couple of receivers in the vicinity. Mega was there. He can't make the running catch, and it's fourth down.
They end up bringing a corner cat from the top of your screen, completely unblocked. 45 gets in there, throws it up, had a guy open, hits his throwing hand a little bit. JoJo Odom with the pressure, trying to hit Mega down the sideline, and Louisiana Tech once again forces a punt.
Dedrick Latulis back to return this punt. He has set up Louisiana Tech on the plus side of the field on one return already today, but he calls for the fair catch this time. There's a flag on the far side of the field. Each team with 10 penalties today.
Well, looks like the defense jumped off sides here. And if I'm Coastal, I want to kick it again. I don't think they're going to go for it on 4th and 4.
Offside, defense number 6. That penalty's declined. Be first down.
Well, Holiday Hoops presented by K Jewelers tips off tonight as 12th ranked North Carolina hosts Florida State at 7 Eastern, followed by Notre Dame and Stanford at 9 o'clock. That's tonight on ESPN2. He's Chase Daniel, former Missouri All-American. I'm Clay Matvick. Harry Lyles Jr. down on the sideline. Wish you all a happy new year. We're at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, first of 3 college football bowl games today. We're off to Nashville next for the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Maybe a yard for Burnett on first down. We've got Tennessee and Illinois coming up in our next one. Later tonight, USC and TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
It's been such an up and down game for this Louisiana Tech offense. They have a drive that looks really well where they're going fast and up tempo, and then they have drives where they sort of just drag. I want to see them get up, show some more tempo.
And Kukoc will dive ahead again. He has 12 carries now for about 70 yards. Jordan Mack makes the stop. And, you know, we've seen Coastal be able to load the box because, you know, there's really no threat of Kukoc going deep downfield.
And that's sort of what I've said all game is you're getting one-on-one matchups from outside, on the outside receivers versus these corners. I mean, they're getting up right now and playing man-to-man across the board. There's 6 defensive guys in the gaps. They're showing cover 0. I don't think they're going to bring it, but you got to at some point make a throw outside at the top of your screen one-on-one.
Kukoc under pressure, and he's sacked. First sack, believe it or not, for Coastal Carolina today. It feels like they have been around Kukoc all game long, but that's the first one, and it's Jordan Mack getting home.
Jordan Mack only rushing 3 too, Clay. That's the crazy thing is you put 6 across. There's only 5 offensive line to block, so the 5 offensive linemen don't know who they're going to block, end up only rushing 3. The interior 3, left guard, center, right guard. They can't get out to go help the tackles. One-on-one with the defensive lineman. Easy sack for Mack.
John Hoyt Chance coming on for the 7th time today to punt for Louisiana Tech, and this one is one of his better ones of the day from the 26-yard line. Bryson Graves gets hit and knocked down short of the 35, 6-yard return after that 53-yard punt. Exactly a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Been a defensive battle today. Sloppy game, a lot of penalties, but both of these offenses, for how good, you know, Hudson's looked for Coastal, they've only scored 2 touchdowns today.
Last 3 games of the regular season for Coastal Carolina, they lost at Georgia Southern, they lost at South Carolina, and they lost at home to James Madison, which of course was a college football playoff team. Certainly no shame in losing those games, but finished with a bad taste in their mouth. Wanted to come out here and play well. You know, they're going to be playing for a new head coach next year. Boy, that was a hard hit. Dominic Nicely was taken off of his cleats by Cam Carter. No gain.
Try to set up a screen to the wide side of the field. Cam Carter stands over him, flexes on him. Nice hit there. You don't see corners very often come up and lay the wood.
That was helmet to helmet, Jerry, but no targeting call there.
No targeting. That was just a good hit. Nope, no foul on it. I'm glad. I think everyone's glad there's no flag on it.
Yeah, for sure. Robbie Washington on the end around. And there's Jakari Foster laying the wood. A loss of 1, and now Coastal, you know, with final seconds ticking off here in the third quarter, we'll talk about a 3rd and 12 to start the 4th. Now this game still hangs in the balance. It's close. 1 score difference, 14-6 at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Coastal with the lead headed to the final quarter.
Louisiana Tech 14-6. Coach, you got 15 minutes here away from a victory. What do you guys have to do in order to finish this one out on top?
Yeah, we've got to get into a little bit of a rhythm on offense here in the 4th quarter, start moving the ball. Like to get a couple more scores here, and we got to continue to play fast on defense and keep getting stops.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Tim Beck was fired after 3 seasons at Coastal Carolina after a 20-18 record. Jeremiah Johnson, the interim. His quarterback just lost it, but it is recovered. Sifa Leota, great pressure. And the offensive lineman, Trey Franklin, able to get on it for Coastal Carolina. And they're going to have to kick.
Leota right there, right off the edge, completely unblocked. He's had a really good play. 5th-year senior out of Euless, Texas, Trinity. High school rival of mine. Another big play by Leotu.
Dedrick Latulis to return this punt. He's going to call for the fair catch, but it takes a bounce and a good roll for Coastal Carolina all the way to the 26-yard line. That was a great punt by Emil Sebafunde. 54 yards to flip the field.
I mean, how many punts and back and forths and 3 plays here and 3 plays out? There's been no offense to stay on the field and to sustain drives. It's really hard as an offense to get anything going if you're just 3 and out or 6 and out, and just want to see some sustained drives. Both of these defenses are getting home. They're getting pressure, playing very similar styles defenses. Both are 3-3-5s with these 2 high safety looks. Get these offenses rolling.
Kukoc fakes the handoff, sprints to the outside, and a good run on first down to the 35. Dante Thomas tracks him down. That's an 8-yard pickup for the Bulldogs.
When you're playing a running quarterback like Kukoc, you cannot come down the midline and take the running back. You got to stay over there. You got to make them hand the football off to the running back on these zone reads.
Just 150 yards of offense. Louisiana Tech, though, gets it out to midfield as Clay Tevenen bursts up the middle for a gain of 14. One of the better plays of the day for this offense.
Look at just the threat of Kukoc running, what it does to that defensive lineman on the edge of the screen. Tevenen is able to just get up through the A-gap right down the middle of the field.
They haven't been able to sustain long drives today. Louisiana Tech, their longest drive of the second half, 4 plays. And at first down, they get nothing as Tevenen is wrapped up immediately by Cunningham.
As an offense, when you're struggling like this, you're always thinking, hey, let's just get that first down. Once we get that first down, then we get to rolling, then we get feeling it. Then the defense tires out, less of a pass rush, more stuff open down the field, impose their will running the football.
The big bruising running back Burnett in the backfield, but Kukoc wants to throw and has a wide open receiver, Jackson, who lost it. And it's recovered by Coastal Carolina. One of the biggest pass plays of the day for Louisiana Tech, and it's going to go for naught as Fred Adams recovers the Jackson fumble.
Really like this play call, too. Sprinting out for the first time. Trey Kukoc is. He's got the ball, 2 hands, and Dante Thomas comes in and wipes it free. And golly, as soon as this has just been the story of the game, as soon as something good happens offensively, whether it's a penalty, a turnover, blocked, anything like that, it just stops in their tracks. They can't get anything going.
That plays under review.
Yeah, now was it a catch? That's what they're going to look at. If it is a catch and a fumble, it's the 3rd turnover today for Louisiana Tech, but it's under further review.
Live, it looked to me like he had the ball and he was making a football move. I think that's what they're looking for here. Because when he takes it, he's getting upfield. He makes a step. That's got to be a catch fumble.
Jerry McGinn is our rules expert on the call with us today. What are you seeing, Jerry?
So replay's going to look at all aspects of this play. And I agree with you, Chase. He does catch the ball. He has possession, control of it. He makes a football move. He can defend himself. The defender comes in, swipes it away, and it's recovered by the defense. This is a great play by the officials also. I have to say one thing. They are definitely in midseason form. A lot of fouls, but they're all over it. And this is another example that they're on it. They let the play carry itself out, and we'll see this.
After review, the ruling on the field has been upheld. Be first down for Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, they agreed with you, Jerry. Mark Evans, our replay official today. Patrick Foy, our white hat. It's a Mountain West officiating crew, and they have been bombarded with calls to make. I mean, both of these teams coming in after almost a month off, and they have not played clean. We kind of knew that was Louisiana Tech's MO as the most penalized team in the country, but Coastal has also been pretty sloppy today. On first down, Javen Simpkins, the running back, and he's going to be knocked back for a loss of 1. And we have an injury report. Let's get an update from Harry.
Yeah, guys, we've talked about this sort of rotating cast of this offensive line for Coastal Carolina. We saw Thomas Johnson, number 58, the left guard, go out. He actually just made his way down the tunnel with crutches on, so it doesn't appear that we will be seeing him again in this football game, guys.
Thomas Johnson, the left guard. Yeah, honorable mention, all Sun Belt, so that's a big hit. Pumping. Hudson throws. It is caught and then intercepted. Robbie Johnson caught it. It was popped out and picked off by Jordan McCray. Are you kidding me?
Ruling on the field is an interception by the defense.
Another turnover.
That would be 5 total turnovers.
Timeout for an injured player.
On the day.
What a hit by Amari Butler, the junior quarterback.
Timeout on the field.
I mean, he just came in and leveled the receiver, and it's loose and intercepted. Louisiana Tech has it back, down 8 with 11:56 to go. #21st interception of the year for the Louisiana Tech defense. First of the day. And we go back and forth with possession here in the second half. Great field position now for Louisiana Tech. Just 187 yards of offense, but this feels like a glorious opportunity now for the Bulldogs to get something going.
Yeah, great field position. I don't think we've had any points off turnovers all day long either, and 5 total. That's the biggest thing right here. Can they capitalize on good field position? Still a 1-score game, only an 8-point game.
Trey Kukoc, the quarterback, in the backfield with Burnett, fakes the handoff, slides out, looking down the seam, and it is caught! Toward the end zone, touchdown! Marlon Jackson. They take a shot on first down. Kukoc to Jackson, 52 yards, just his 3rd passing touchdown of the year, and what a time for it.
How about this play from Marlon Jackson? Coastal Carolina decides to bring the pressure, no safeties back, one-on-one, and how about an answer from Marlon Jackson? The last time we saw him on the field, it was a fumble to take it away. He's got the gifts like Santa Claus. That was the celebration, and a perfect throw from Trey Kukoc.
And they're going to go for 2 and try and tie this ball game up. They're going to bring in the jumbo package, 7 offensive linemen here for Louisiana Tech as they try to knot this game at 14.
And finally, Clay, we've been talking about it all game long. You have to eventually take a shot down the football field. They called it at the exact right time. And 2-point conversion, a lot of times they motion out the quarterback like this, snap it to Burnett.
And they do. Burnett now will pitch it to Kukoc, who throws it to the tight end, Finley, who is upended short of the goal line. And the 2-point conversion will fail.
Timeout on the field.
Was that like a failed Philly special right there?
I think you're right.
Yeah, they tried to do it.
Well, a career-long completion and catch. Kukoc to Jackson, 52 yards for the touchdown. And Tech is back in this ball game, down a deuce.
The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl is brought to you by Radiance Technologies, 100% employee-owned since 1999. And Great Clips. Get game ready for the college football playoff with a haircut from Great Clips.
Believe it or not, that Bulldog is excited now after that 52-yard pass.
In a convertible.
The longest pass for a touchdown of Louisiana Tech season, but that open field tackle on the 2-point conversion attempt by Miles Muyung keeps this a 2-point lead for Coastal Carolina.
Stayed home on the Philly special.
Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, first of a triple header of college football bowl games today. First touchdown of the day for Louisiana Tech, and now they'll kick it back to Coastal with 11:45 to go. John Hoy a chance to kick it off, and he's going to just score this one through the end zone. Let's go to the studio and get an update with Matt. And then after that, the Valero Alamo Bowl. So looking forward to a long day of college football. Here's Tad Hudson, 21 of 34, career high 276 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And look at this, another penalty marker.
More laundry.
And a false start.
False start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's the 11th penalty against Coastal here at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. We've seen a mania of penalties. Low snap. Handoff. And that's a run for Javon Edwards. One of the freshmen picks up 8. As Cobbs makes the stop. Second down. Second down at 2. Second and 7, pardon me. Play action. Hudson off his back foot, nobody home. Incomplete as he got bumped as he threw.
Gotta imagine
and another marker here.
That's intentional grounding.
Sure, yeah.
Intentional grounding on the offense number 12. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's third down.
And Jerry, come on in on this one and tell us why this is for sure intentional grounding.
So again, this is really good work by the crew. This is a crew foul. The quarterback never got outside the pocket. He was under duress, threw to an area where there was no receiver. So again, good work by the crew working together, throwing the flag from the spot of the pass.
So second penalty against the Chanticleers on this series. That's a loss. Takes him back, third down and 16. Hudson sets, throws on the comebacker, incomplete. And another flag.
Ooh, you might get rough in the passer right here. They're pointing that way.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 19. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Right here, just hits him
Correction,
late.
number 94.
That's Emmanuel Ogans, the defensive end.
Yeah, he 3 steps past and ball was already released. That was the 23rd accepted penalty, if you were wondering at home, for the Independence Bowl so far.
So that bails Coastal out. Gives him a first down out to the 34-yard line.
Seemed like all the momentum with Louisiana Tech after what had happened, the takeaway, the touchdown, could have been a 3 and out, the intentional grounding penalty. It's just the story of the game. There's no flow for Louisiana Tech. Coastal's played pretty well all game long offensively. They just haven't scored a lot of points.
Missed a couple of field goals. One was pushed to the right and the other one was blocked. Should have more points on the board. Leading by 2. This one going nowhere. Dropped in the backfield was Edwards as Sifa Leota, who's really played well today at linebacker, gets in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Leota, we've called his name quite a bit today, and just a nice job just crashing through that middle gap, the A gap between the guard and the center. No one blocks them. They're trying to run this center and guard pool play. No one over the A gap for that tackle for loss.
Let's see if Hudson goes to the air. He's been pretty good when he has on second and long. He's been intercepted once. A lot of time to throw, deep shot, and looked like a push off.
Yeah.
Carmelo English pushed the defensive back to clear some space, and he did it right in front of the official.
That is the definition of OPI. You can't push off. We had Zach Courtney too, running right up the seam wide open. Another penalty.
Pass interference. Offense number 0. That penalty is declined. It's third down.
So Hudson was indeed taking the shot for one of his favorite receivers. English, a team-high 3 receiving touchdowns, wanted big yardage on this play, but English just threw his hands into Woods to clear the space.
That is illegal.
3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 14. Hudson will drop it off short on the underneath route to Dominic Nicely. He'll get a handful back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more, but it's 4th down as Woods comes back and makes the open field tackle.
Louisiana Tech has made some really good second half adjustments defensively. They're bringing a little bit more pressure, causing Tad Hudson to make quicker decisions and get the football out of their hands, and they've had a really nice second half so far here today. Cause another punt, takeaways.
And Coastal does not have any points since halftime.
Yeah.
Latulis, end over end punt, and take it at the 26. Here comes Latulis. 35-40, 45 to midfield and pulled down at the 49 in plus territory. Dedrick Latulis has been one of the MVPs for Louisiana Tech today. Hold on, we have flags all over the place again. 25-yard return for the Bulldogs.
Latulis, that's the 2nd time you've been tackled by a punter. You're going to hear that in the meeting tomorrow. You can't have that happen. What are we doing? Punter's a good tackler, though. They put him on defense.
He's not afraid to put his face in the fan.
Up twice. Impressive.
I mean, if Patrick Foy doesn't have laryngitis at the end of this game, I'm going to be shocked. I mean, he's been on the microphone more than you have today.
Yeah.
What do you got, Patrick?
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 27. That 15-yard penalty will be tacked on to the end of the return. It's 1st down, Louisiana Tech.
This is what Louisiana Tech fans have been hoping for. Just a great break, and they're going to get it here after this penalty call. Outstanding field position and a chance to take the lead. Even with a field goal, they'll go in front for the first time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh. It's at the bottom of your screen. See him just tackled to the ground right there, and it's unnecessary roughness. So far away from the play. Completely unnecessary.
$52-yard touchdown pass from Kukoc on the last series. Bouncing off tacklers, Kukoc, the quarterback, stays on his feet. 1st down and more inside the 10 and inside the 5-yard line. Trey Kukoc, 29 yards, 1st down, goal to go, Bulldogs.
This is what he is known for. Coming into this game, the last 2 games, 5 rushing touchdowns. Over 300 yards rushing.
They're going to bring in the jumbo package again. 7 offensive linemen. Andrew Burnett, number 0. He's looking for the direct snap as Kukoc motions out. Burnett lowers his shoulder to the goal line. Did he get in? Doesn't look like it. They're going to mark him just short.
6'2", 240 pounds of pure muscle, and wouldn't be surprised if they do this again. 7 offensive linemen. They start Kukoc back in the backfield. Motion him out to Wildcat.
There goes Kukoc to the left this time. Burnett walks in. Touchdown, Andrew Burnett, and Louisiana Tech, for the first time today, has the lead.
Tell you what, I'd love to hear that halftime speech from Sonny Cumbie, because this team has come out with some fire, some energy, all 3 phases, special teams, offensively, defensively, gotten takeaways. It's exactly what they needed. Their special teams has done really well today as well. I think they're going to go for 2 here to make it a 6-point, which is a right Right call.
9th rushing touchdown for Burnett. Most on the team. 3 plays, 34 yards. So that's back-to-back quick strike drives for Louisiana Tech as the offense has come alive here in the second half. They have outscored Coastal 15-0 here since halftime. And now going for 2 to make this a 6-point game. Cucuck, time, now flips it out. Caught, and they got in. But there's a flag, 2 flags down on the far sideline, 3 flags as another one comes in late.
There was a Coastal Carolina player running off of the bench as the snap was happening. I'm thinking that's what the penalty was for. You cannot do that. They only had 10 men on defense.
As they try to iron it out, here's a replay.
You see at the top of your screen, a defender runs here and tries to tackle Burnett. That is illegal. You cannot do that. So that's what the penalties are for. And I'm wondering if there was some extracurricular after the 2-point conversion as well that maybe was called.
You can join the play in hockey.
Yeah.
Not football. There's a hockey arena right over there. Maybe they got confused.
There's less penalties in hockey games for sure.
So if this stands, this is going to be big. If it's a 2-point conversion, it's a 6-point lead for Louisiana Tech. "24 penalties so far. Those are just the ones that have been accepted. This could be our 25th.
What are they talking about?
Jeremiah Johnson, just the interim head coach, of course, because Ryan Beard will take over the program. He's had a busy last day.
On the defense, number 97, coming on the field during the try. The try is good. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Those fouls will cancel. We'll go to the kickoff. Timeout on the field.
There you go. So it is a 6-point lead, 20-14 now after that. 8:09 to go in Shreveport. Louisiana Tech trying to get its 8th win. Had 24 here today, officially.
I think we might get the record, Clay.
Think so?
Yeah.
Is that something we want here?
No, it's 8 minutes left, though.
And this is into the end zone touchback, so Coastal will have it at the 25-yard line. Hopefully a lot of cleaner football in the quarterfinals, which start tomorrow. Miami, Ohio State, Goodyear Cotton Bowl at 7:30 Eastern. Noon Eastern, New Year's Day, Oregon taking on Texas Tech, Capital One Orange Bowl. Then it's Alabama, Indiana in the Rose, presented by Prudential, and Ole Miss, Georgia in the All-State Sugar. Should be a great New Year's Eve and a New Year's Day. Great way to end the year with a win here in Shreveport for one of these two teams. Game still hanging in the balance. So we got about 8 minutes left. This one caught on the right side, swung down at the 30-yard line. As Bryson Graves gain a 5 as we go to Harry.
Guys, thought I'd take some of this FaceTime from the referees for a second to tell you that 51, Heston Edwards, one of these offensive linemen that's not suited up for this Coastal team. We've talked about energy all game. He was really encouraging them to answer here on this drive coming up after that lead change.
Yeah, I mean, look, Harry, the refs had more FaceTime than you today, so appreciate your work. But look, if I'm Coastal right now, how are you going to figure out a way to beat this Louisiana Tech defense in the second half? They've changed up how they're doing things defensively. They played you differently. I haven't seen you answer and counter back. Now 3rd and 3, much better situation than these 3rd and 7s. You got man coverage across the board, some crossing routes or a run.
Slant route. And was it caught? They're going to say no, incomplete. It was juggled by Washington, and it lands on the turf. Jordan McCray just blasted Hudson. And we have another injured Chanticleer. It's Washington.
We've seen more hard hits here today. Slant route, looks like he has it. And McCray comes in and punches it out. Really nice play, fighting through 2 defenders. It's an RPO, decides to throw it there. Had it in his hands, would have been a first down. Hope he's all right. Grabbing his head as he went down.
Jordan McCray has been good today, getting an opportunity to start. Sophomore. They were excited to see what he could do because they lost 4 starters to the portal, 3 defensive backs and a linebacker. And McCray has really been physical as Washington limps toward the sideline. You know, Louisiana Tech, think about, how this game has gone. They were trailing 14-3 at halftime. And now leading 20-14 with 7:10 to go. A chance to finish with 8 wins.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about fourth quarter finish. They got 14 points right now in the fourth quarter. And first 3 quarters, 6 total combined points. They didn't even look like they were on this field. Sloppy play, lack of energy, as Harry mentioned earlier. Completely turned it around.
Latulis runs up and fields it cleanly at the 40-yard line. Good field position here for Louisiana Tech, trying to make this a 2-score game.
Feels like this entire game has been played on Coastal Carolina's side of the field.
Trey Kukoc. He's finally up over 114 or 100 yards passing, I should say, with 114. The last couple of series, though, man, he has really looked the part, very much like what we saw in that win in overtime against Liberty toward the end of the regular season, when he rallied them from 21 down. Biggest comeback in many years, biggest comeback in 37 years for Louisiana Tech. That win over Liberty that got them to bowl eligibility.
Yeah, he's thrown it a lot better here in the second half, and especially that deep one to Marlon Jackson. They finally take a shot down the field, and ho-hum, over 100-yard rushing day for him. 15 carries, 104 rushing yards as well, to go with 114 passing yards. So the game's turned out pretty well for him so far.
Marlon Jackson, one of their better receivers in the slot, but they run it up the middle and nothing. Maybe 1 for Burnett. Talked about the Bulldogs leaning on the ground game this year, 197 yards per game, coming in to today 23rd nationally. They're not there yet. 162, and you know they need to get something here. Pick up the first down and keep the clock on their side.
Coastal showing pressure. They dropped 8 last time. Got some pressure on them.
Kukoc takes off. First down. How about that gritty run by the quarterback?
This is exactly what they did to him last 3rd and long. They put 6 guys up. They ended up sacking them. And when those guys drop back, those linebackers drop back, Kukoc understands, hey, there's no one there. I'm going to go run. He had an option to throw a little out route to the right or keep it up the middle. And that's where he's his best. These 3rd and manageable situations. And now clock becomes an issue here. 5 minutes left in the game. Don't go too fast. Run the football, almost 200 yards rushing, as you mentioned earlier. Continue to pound the rock and run the clock.
Under 5 minutes to play. Tevenen, who's been pretty quiet on the hoof. That's his 8th carry. He has 30 yards today. As Wyatt Gideon makes that stop.
And these next few plays are critically important for Coastal. They're getting on the edge of field goal range. Coastal's defense has done a nice job for the most part today, not allowing a lot of plays, but when they get to that 35-yard line, 12 more yards, they're in field goal range, and that would put the score, if they did make that, to a 2-score game. So these next 10 yards are critically important for the ball game.
John Hoyt Chance already has a 51-yard field goal for the Bulldogs. Ball came out. Who has it? Looks like Coastal does. Oh, what a terrible turnover for Louisiana Tech. That would be their 4th.
Ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Coastal Carolina.
Lionel Whitaker with the takeaway.
Andrew Burnett with something you can't do is put the football on the ground. They've been sloppy with it all game long. Just comes out right before he hits the ground. And the scrum entails Lionel Whitaker. Trey Brown called his name quite a bit today. Forces the fumble.
And that's the second time he's forced one today.
The second one. We've called his name quite a bit.
So now what can Hudson and the Chanticleers do with this opportunity? Well, they're going to be incomplete on first down as the tight end, the intended receiver, Zach Courtney.
Tried a little bit of a trick play right there. Roll the quarterback out to the right. They have a halfback going up the sideline and try to throw a little drag route to the tight end. Not so fast, my friend. Louisiana Tech defense said they had it covered perfectly.
Coastal needs a touchdown to tie. Just over 4 minutes to go. 3 timeouts for the Chanticleers. You see the numbers for Hudson closing in on 300 yards. Dominic Nicely in the backfield. Clean pocket, throw deep downfield and out of the reach of his intended man. And that was Graves again. He has been targeted 9 times today. He's one of the favorite targets of Hudson, but they don't click here.
And we've seen this play. Now this is the 3rd time trying to go back to the well again on this corner route on the safety. Well covered there.
Third down and 10. Hudson. Big pressure up the middle. Pass incomplete. Jakari Foster, the safety blitz. And it's 4th down. Coastal's going to have to punt. Let's go check in the studio with Matt. All right, Matt, thank you. This is the 9th punt now for Emil Sebafunde. Great opportunity for Coastal Carolina. And they can't capitalize. And now Louisiana Tech 3:49 away potentially from an 8th win.
Well, and a couple first downs away from an 8th win, right? So if you're Coastal, you got to stop them. If it's less than a first down, you got to bang a timeout. You got 3 total timeouts left plus a 2-minute timeout. So that's 4 clock stoppages. So this is easily the most critical drive of the game.
And don't forget to check out the ESPN app for the Capital One post game immediately following the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Kukoc, the keeper. Man, he has been running with a ton of confidence here in the second half. That's a gain of 7 on first down.
Yeah, clock just keeps running. This is where they're really good at and have been good. When they get a lead, they're really good at protecting it because they're able to run the football so efficiently, 4 or 5, 6 yards a pop.
And you can see Kukoc with his hands on his hips.
Yeah.
He's going to bleed this play clock inside of 10. Take as much time as they can. Shots have all of their timeouts remaining. Teveden juking, and he is going to be pushed to the sideline. They're going to say keep the clock running.
You got to call a timeout if you're Coastal Carolina.
And there's Jeremiah Johnson. He's the interim head coach. Ryan Beard will have this program after the game is over. He was named the 5th head coach earlier this month. 5th head coach in program history. There is the trophy they are playing for.
Use all that play clock.
And now the Chanticleers are going to call a timeout. No gain for Kukoc. And that's going to be 4th down, 2:20 to go.
Coastal Carolina, that is their first 30 seconds in length.
As Johnson burns his first timeout.
Probably going to punt here. Do you get a little tricky? Is anyone expecting it? Maybe a fake punt?
But if
Sonny
it blows
Cumbie?
up,
I know.
But if it blows up,
I know.
you have a chance to
the way your
not only give up the tying score, but then potentially lose the lead here with 2 minutes to go.
The way your defense has been playing.
Yeah.
Just saying, man, we usually see a lot of tricky stuff in both. We haven't seen here. We've seen a lot of penalties. We haven't seen a lot of trick plays, though.
Well, John Hoya Chance, a Shreveport, Louisiana native as it happens, is going to come out to punt. The redshirt freshman has had an all-conference type season. Leads the nation with punts over 50 yards. Had 25 coming in. If Louisiana Tech ever needed one of those, they need it now. And this is a good boot for Hoya Chance. Fair catch inside the 30 and a penalty marker. 50-yard punt there for John Hoya Chance.
Trying to get that record for flags.
Looks like a hold at about the 40-yard line.
During the kick, holding, return team number 45. Be a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Coastal Carolina.
Oh, that's not what the Chanticleers needed.
Crawford. What will happen down here at the bottom of your screen around the 40-45-yard line. Right there, takes him down. I don't know, that looked a little ticky-tacky to me.
So 2 timeouts. A little bit longer field now after the 10-yard penalty, back to the 20-yard line. Tad Hudson had an outstanding first half, but this offense has been pretty quiet in the second half.
Yeah, 2-minute drive, haven't scored any points at all in the second half. Touchdown wins it.
Hudson, a career day through the air, 286 yards. He wants to throw on first down. Has time to do it, too. And the pass is incomplete. Intended for Malcolm Gilly.
Jordan McCray almost picked that one off. Oh my goodness, he was there. Read it like a book. Tad Hudson was able to fit it in there.
2 timeouts and plus the 2-minute timeout coming up in 8 seconds for Coastal Carolina.
Yep, 4 down territory from here on out.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side. Looking left, throwing that way, but off target. Wanted Carmelo English. English has been targeted on some important plays here in the second half a couple times, and they've come up empty.
Yeah. Big 3rd down right here for the Bulldogs defense. The last few 3rd and longs, they brought the heat on Tad Hudson, and it's worked. Got to imagine if they're going to do that, or if they're just going to say, hey, let's play man-to-man coverage. If so, Coastal's got to run some crossing routes to try to pick some of these defenders off.
Hudson 1 for his last 10 plus an interception. 3rd and 10. And that pass is high and incomplete. He's trying to get it to his outlet. The running back, Javen Simpkins.
This is the 2-minute timeout. Timeout on the field.
Coastal running out of time here at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. 1:59 to go in Shreveport. All right, Matt, thank you. Back here in Shreveport. 1:59, and it's go time for Coastal. 4th down. Down 6. Low snap. Tad Hudson rolling out to his right, looking downfield. Pass is behind and incomplete. And Louisiana Tech will take over on downs.
Trying to buy some time with his legs. Thought he might have tried to run for it a little bit. Knew he was going to be looking at Bryson Graves, who has 9 targets. Just in a full scramble drill. They're playing 2 high safety man. Graves comes back to it, tries his best to make the play. Not there.
And now Louisiana Tech will try to run out the clock. Coastal has 2 timeouts remaining. And Trey Kukoc, I mean, it hasn't been pretty today for this offense. And at times for him, it hasn't looked pretty. But he has saved his best football for the second half, specifically the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about the mentality, too, of this guy, right? You don't play very well the first 2 quarters and come out in halftime and different person.
Direct snap to Burnett. He's just going to plow ahead. And Coastal calls one of their final 2 timeouts. Jeremiah Johnson, the interim head coach. Stop the clock here with 1:47 to go. Ryan Beard takes over the Coastal program, which is playing in a bowl game for the 6th consecutive year. Really impressive for the Chanticleers, considering the program's been in the FBS just 10 years. And despite all the uncertainty there at the end of the season, coaching change, Tim Beck out, Ryan Beard in. They were hoping to finish on a high note, give the seniors a lift as they take off for greener pastures. And just hasn't been a great second half here after leading at halftime 14-3.
Yeah, they came out with their heads on fire, and they played really well to start the game. Tad Hudson, career day, and thought the defense for the most part played really, really well. Just a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. They fought their tails off, though. Both teams did. Both teams want to be out here. Both teams love playing in the Independence Bowl.
7th time playing in this Independence Bowl, Louisiana Tech. 3rd time in the last 6 years. They lost to Army last year. And this year, looks like they might get out of here with a victory and another timeout. The last one for Coastal Carolina. As we take a look at today's Capital One Player of the Game, Trey Kukoc. 114 yards passing, 119 rushing yards, and a big touchdown pass.
Well, if you would have told me that he was a player of the game through the first 3 quarters, I would have said probably not. But You know, this the wherewithal and the mental fortitude to just say, hey, let's just flush those 3 quarters of bad play really for the whole team. And let's just focus on it. Took a little bit longer to get warmed up in this game, bowl game. They've been off for a month, a little bit rusty, but I'll tell you what, that throw to Marlon Jackson sealed the deal, the game winner.
There's Sonny Cumbie, who played for Mike Leach at Texas Tech. I mean, he threw for 4,700 yards and 32 touchdowns in the air raid in 2004. I mean, this is not his idea of a well-oiled offense, but it might get it done today as Kukoc takes off again, and he's buried. And it's 4th down. Wyatt Gideon, weak side linebacker, with that tackle, and they're going to get it to about a minute left.
Yeah, Sonny Cumbie played, obviously, Texas Tech his senior year. He threw for 520 yards in the Holiday Bowl versus Aaron Rodgers. And you look at what today's been, and they've rushed for almost 200 yards. So just finding ways to get it done.
You know, a field goal here would make it a 2-score game, but at least as it appears right now, maybe they're going to go for it. They're going to talk about it first. Timeout. And look at that 4th quarter. 147 yards of offense. Coastal Carolina's been going backwards.
Yeah.
And they are going to bring the field goal unit out to try and put this game away with a minute left. And it's Kagan Kent, the true freshman from right here in Shreveport. His dad, Marty, was a kicker for the Bulldogs back in the 90s. He's going to make this a 2-score game if he can. Set up from 35 yards out. He hit from 42 back in the 1st quarter. Out of the hold of John Hoyt Chance. The operation is clean. The kick is good. And Louisiana Tech is going to be able to salt this one away and finish the year 8-5.
He barely got that in that left upright. Oh my goodness. Just by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Look at this thing going left. Oh my goodness.
Had it all the way is what he's saying.
Yeah, never a thought, right?
You know, the proximity to the campus, I mean, Ruston is just an hour east of here, and the familiarity that the Bulldogs have with this bowl game, you know, they thought that that would be an advantage. And, you know, you talked about it maybe being a de facto home game. Certainly the crowd was on their side. I think they started to feel more comfortable in the second half, and they just took over this game.
Yeah, and sometimes we talked about it early in the broadcast. It's like, hey, when you have these bowl games and you've been off for 30, 32 days, I know you have 15, whatever it is, bowl practices, there's nothing like a real game. And I talked about it. I always struggled getting into a rhythm in bowl games until the second half because you're seeing live reps, you're getting people rushing you again. As a quarterback, you're getting hit again. And sometimes it just takes you a little bit into the game to figure out what they're doing defensively. You know, Coastal had a really good plan to stop the run, made them sort of one-dimensional, and just like the fact that they were able to see it through and get this win.
Again, a reminder, Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl coming up, Tennessee and Illinois. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers will have the call of that one as soon as we're done here. There's Sonny Cumbie. His best season as head coach at Louisiana Tech, just 44 years old, and he's very happy with what he has coming back. I mean, Clay Tevenen, their leading rusher, he told Coach, I'm coming back. That was a big lift. Hayden Chrisman, their left tackle, announced he's returning to Louisiana Tech. That was big news for Sonny. He really feels like he's got this thing going in the right direction now.
Yeah, he's building the program, you know.
Tad Hudson, time running down, under a minute to go. And they'll quickly get it to the sideline to stop the clock. That's mega. 50 seconds. Coastal out of timeouts. Coastal was hoping to end a 3-game losing streak today and finish on a winning note and with a winning season. Hudson flushed, and he'll flip it down the sideline. It is caught and around midfield by Javon Edwards. And they can't stop the clock. They're going to hustle up.
Trying to get some 2-minute work right here.
Hudson, nothing downfield, and that ball is dropped. You played in this bowl game 20 years ago. The Independence Bowl meant a lot to these two teams, even though they didn't have the seasons they had hoped for at the start. Tell you what, finishing with 8 wins, that's a big deal for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, and you can't say enough about what Sonny Cumbie's done since he's been there. His first 2 years, 3 wins, 3 wins. Third year, 5 wins. This year is going to end up with 8 wins, and quite honestly, we talked about it early in the broadcast, could have easily been 2 more. Lost on the last play of the game twice. I mean, that could be potentially a 10-win season for Louisiana Tech. So Sonny Cumbie doing big things here.
And an interception. Jakari Foster, his 8th interception of the year to lead the country. It's been a great year for the All-American, and that is a perfect way to bring this Independence Bowl to an end.
Jakari Foster, first All-American since 2012 for Louisiana Tech. The football just finds him. I mean, he's in the right spot at the right time, plays free safety, really good range.
And there's Sonny Cumbie out on the field with a big smile. Foster, you know, remember he had that huge pick in the end zone in overtime to help beat Liberty, get this team to bowl eligibility. 8. He's holding up 8 fingers. What a year for Foster.
Yeah. I mean, that is unbelievable. 5th-year senior out of Alabama. Gotta imagine he's going to have some chances at the next level with his ball skills. Ball just seems to find him.
Now victory formation for Louisiana Tech. So familiar with Independence Stadium. This was the 85th game in the city of Shreveport. For the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech, it's like a second home, and it took a while for this team to get going. They do in the second half, and they score 20 points after halftime to win it 23-14. And they will finish the year 8-5. And Coastal Carolina will usher in the Ryan Beard era next season. And that's going to do it from Shreveport. We wish you a happy new year. For Chase Daniel and Harry Lyles Jr., I'm Clay Matvick. Tom Hart and Jordan Rogers coming up next from Nashville and the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl.